Hey, the Hangout is live. Woo!
All
Hey,
right.
this is Aaron Karsten with Role Playing Public Radio, and this is a Patreon game. We are playing Eclipse Phase in a setting that I have titled Spectrum Line. We have two players with us today. We got Jeff and Scott. I would say, Jeff, go ahead and introduce your character.
This one will be playing Nakimaton, Naki for short. This one is a security software that has been embodied into a kite morph for the purposes of performing whatever firewall requires of it.
Okay, I like the third. It's like the third person Legion there. So with that, all right, and Scott.
I'm Scott. I'll be playing a hypercore black marketeer named JPEG, and I don't have a lot of the background figured out, so we might discover that as I go.
Okay. We'll bring that up into the terms from here. Both of you are members of Firewall, which, for those of you who have not played Eclipse Phase, that is a secret organization hidden within. That's like the various factions of the universe that are set to guard against the Titans' return. Titans have been that's like the seed AIs who destroyed Earth and pretty much devastated, created horrors beyond reasoning, and then disappeared in transhumanity's wake. So they decided to leave, and nobody has since seen them. But many of their horrors remain behind. So it's like up to the intrepid members of Firewall to be able to provide the bulwark against any of those creatures from returning or research that could create them. So that being said, Jeff, since you're a little bit more familiar, how did you come into Firewall?
Nakimaton was a mesh crawler that tracked encrypted communications. With access to immense resources, it began to deviate from its mission parameters and exhibit intelligent behavior. Firewall noticed it. A particularly alert proxy caught on to what looked like emergent AGI behavior or emergent AI behavior. Firewall took care of the project, shut it down, liquidated the technicians involved, but kept the base program for itself and now uses it as a form of disposable operative.
Excellent. All right. So basically, the program that was brought into that's like to bear that before it became the potential to become a Titan.
Before it could become a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, because every once in a while, well, there's the rumors of a Promethean, but then again, those are just rumors, and the people who spread rumors usually don't last long. So, as turn for there. All right, Scott, how did your character come into Firewall?
Um, I'm gonna say he lied about something.
Okay.
So I guess I need a little help on background here. That what kind is firewall something they willingly sign up for, or they ever get forced into, or
It actually is varied on different things. Most firewall agents are usually think along the lines of Delta Green agents that you become a friendly before you see the horror, and then if you have enough skills, and influence, you're brought in to be able to be used either as a coordinator or a sentinel, or sometimes as a disposable resource, depending on what happens.
okay.
So,
I'm gonna
um,
say actually that it was a my brother was the firewall agent, and he is dead, and nobody knows that but me, who is assuming his identity.
Okay, so you're pulling the switcheroo on that. How were you able to convince them that you were that your brother's credentials?
Oh, mm, me. Mm.
Well, brother is such a nebulous term.
This is true.
Perhaps your parents simply duplicated you mid-childhood so that you could have a brother.
Yeah. Oh well, if you would like something else for that too, if depending on how it is and what you card, you technically could have. That's like you could have removed his stack, or once he was killed, if anything was there, and ego merged with it.
Yeah, let's say I did that. I like that idea.
Okay.
Oh man,
So,
nice.
which means that you're probably a little less stable. I forgot to ask, does your black marketeer have a name?
Yeah, it was JPEG.
JPEG, thank you. So Naki and JPEG. All right. Well, both of you have been in for that's like for a year or two. Pulling smaller jobs. Naki, particularly, they've been calling you usually for minor infiltration jobs where you need to either gain information either from coal. It's like either excuse me, stacks that are in cold storage or in single space operations. And JPEG, given that's like your brother's credentials, and for the for most part that you've not gone through, they've not caught on to that. They wanted to use you right now for more. That's like better trade offs, which is actually brought the reason why it's brought you in your knowledge base. Um, for this one, you've been told to go ahead and sleeve in to Mars, particularly into the elite. That's like the area known as Elysium. This is a high stand. This is basically a very high end. That's like high end culture, with a population of around 9 million, mostly biomorphs. Synthmorphs aren't looked down to, but it's very much a high society area. It's built into a canyon that has glass and crystalline structures that are set above it. So that's like you have for a lot of open spaces to go around. Naki, within your current glider body, that's actually really good for you. It gives you a lot of open space to work with. But also, it's a much also known very much as a party town too. That at nights, the streets light up with the multitudes of different AR. That's AR entertainment and advertisements. So that's like people either enjoy that, are living the life up, or are living something in a neon hell. That's like a certain Christoph Waltz movie. So, but that's like you've been both called into this for what is tantamount to be a delivery mission, which is a little bit odd for Firewall. Usually, they would have it's like other couriers set up with this, but they've currently found that they don't have the resources for this because of certain higher profile missions that, as far as you know, or the information that you're given. You are asked to go ahead and meet up in Elysium in there. Let's see, what neighborhood was that? Where are you? Come on, bookmark. Thank you. You'll be actually meeting up in the one of the what looks like a dilapidated nightclub in the west side of Elysium, which is basically where most of the that's like working class residents are there, although they make a little bit more, so they were able to have a little bit of party time. But that's like the club itself is called the Spectrum Line. So, and you've been asked to meet with a proxy Pompeii. So, in order to get your information from there. So, how do you two? But you were ego cast separately in. So, how do you guys meet?
How do we connect together?
Same forecasting facility though.
You were given separate farcasting facilities on that's like in Elysium to be able to cover your tracks.
Okay. And so our destination is this abandoned nightclub, but we're talking about how we meet up before we go there.
That is correct. You were both once you were sleeved into both of your current morphs. You were given that's like your muses gave you information to be able to contact one another. So are you going to meet at the destination first, or are you going to try to cover your tracks a little bit before you get there?
I think it'd be worth it to try to cover our tracks a little bit.
Okay. So with that, if it's like, and are you Naki? Are you going to do the same?
Yes.
Okay, so I will give you a couple other different options for this. If you have deception, since it's basically kind of whirling around, I won't. If we can do that, infiltration I'll allow as well. Or if there's a particular hack where because this is a full open mesh area around the entire city, so anything that you can do possibly can be tracked. So any kind of that's like I would say any kind of where is it? InfoSec to be able to cover your tracks would also be allowed.
Okay, so I'll definitely use my deception there.
Okay.
To cover my tracks, I would probably make it look like I don't know, going about regular night of business or whatever. What do you said this is kind of more of a party place, or at least upscale. So
it's like a resort town.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, resort town. All right. I make it look like I'm going to a restaurant or a bar or something nice and slip out of the way after I've got some kind of alibi set up of, oh, I ordered a drink, go to the bathroom, don't come back.
Okay, so nope, that's actually a good one for it. So I'll say it was about noon local time when you both got in. So, all right, you can do that. So go ahead and roll your deception.
Okay. I got 64. Oh,
64.
I'm trying to go under my skill, huh?
Yeah, you're trying to go under the.
65. I
Equal
barely
to or less than.
Oh, equal to or less than. Okay. I got 64
Yeah.
out of 65. And it looks like we got
60.
our third player.
Oh, hello.
He's muted.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt. I'm sorry I'm joining late. I just remembered that it was tonight.
Oh, no worries. So, like I said, we just started a little bit there. I'm glad you're here. So, we'll go ahead and just break for a second. We'll complete this introduction, and then we'll get you right in, Jonathan. Okay?
Oh, thank you.
No worries. So, all right. So you got 64 out of your. Let's
65.
see. 65. All right. So that actually is a really good success because you're close to it. So you managed to go to a couple restaurants, pay for a couple bills, basically leave digital paper trails enough where that's like you're leaving different names. So they have no idea where you are. So so you feel very comfortable in how you've put your tracks. All right. And Neki, how are you covering yourself?
This one will use infosec
Okay.
to leave
So,
as small a sensor footprint as possible.
all right, so that's we're gonna go for the mesh. So this is the public mesh, and it's not going to be a full-on hacking to get anything. You're just erasing. I'm not gonna. This will just be a straight check. And if you fail it, there's no major penalty for it.
Not a full-on intrusion.
Yeah, no, this is not. Yeah, this is not intrusion. So you're not gaining anything. You're just basically saying I'm not here.
All right, 30 on 60.
All right, that's enough. So that's well enough. You don't have to worry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good. That's good enough. You basically erase the majority of your presence from. It's like the mesh, so that it does not look there. Your use tells you that it is pretty well set, and you can head on over to the Spectrum line at your leisure.
Excellent.
So, all right. Okay, Jonathan. Sorry, we'll just take a small break for the moment. Glad to get back in here. Do you have your pregen with you?
Yeah, I'm using the Martian Ranger. I can
okay.
get that real quick.
So, no, that's yeah. If you want to link it, that's cool. I do have my books here with me. So
Perfect.
I believe it's Sunward.
Yep,
Here's
Sunward.
a wiki listing of it.
Yep, I have it right here. So, okay. And what is your character's name?
I'm not coming up with a good Cantonese name, but I'm native English, so let's just go with Joseph.
Joseph? Okay, that's fine. So, all right. So I got Joseph in there. All right. So, Joseph, to catch you up quickly on what's been going on, you have been given a notice from Firewall that that's like that you will be needed for a pickup and escort on Elysium in Mars. I'll say that for your home base, you did not require to sleeve into this since you were local.
Okay.
But but it took you a long while to get over there and also to pass because it's like I'm assuming you're given your ranger status, you're probably from Barsoom, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So so it's a little bit more upscale than you're used to. So it took a little bit of time to get in. Once you were there, you were given an encoded transmission. It's like from through your muse stating that your other two partners were on the ground heading towards the primary location, which is a disused club in over in West Elysium, which was called the Spectrum Line, and you are to wait there for Proxy Pompeii in order to be able to receive further instructions.
Okay.
So, so you can go there. I've given a choice for everybody. You can go ahead, and if you would like to try to cover your tracks along the way, you can choose to do so. Through some way, I've given the options through either deception, infosec if you want to cover your track through the mesh, or infiltration if you find a good area to basically hide in. So,
actually, can I try something a little different? Can I use my networking criminals to get a burner ID?
Absolutely. Yeah, that is absolutely an option. So go for it.
Okay. I will go with that, and if I am successful, okay, that's an 18 out of 40.
18 out of 40. Okay. So, yeah, you do find one of the local. It's like you do find one of the local criminal contacts for it. You manage to ask for a. You should not be here as long, so 24. They are willing to give you a 24-hour burning ID, and they are only asking one rep for it. So
Done and done. With my character's background, trading in rep is like currency on Mars.
yeah, so it's kind of like that in the word. Weird. So, all right, but that covers your track pretty well as far as you guys know. You are all it's like covered as you make your way down. So you get into town and you see that the Spectrum line is something of Earth retro in a much way. If it's like if aesthetic could be a building, it would be this. It
Oh,
has what looks like chrome bars that are going up all of the entrance that lead off into different huts like and to curved lines that that say Spectrum line, and you assume that this was also AR enabled. So when the that's like when that it was on and the business was open, it was just running neon and different. That's like different polygonal figures all over the place. So possibly putting shapes. You would probably assume a couple identity discs would be thrown around because one of these nerds is into Tron, so
uh-huh.
it was running this place. But the as you get there, the door is locked, so you can look around to see if there's any other entrance or way into the building. So for this, and if you want to, let's see, you can everybody can make perception checks to see if there's something else there. If you have and let's see, does anybody else have enhanced vision?
Yes.
Okay, so all right.
This one's senses are fully enhanced.
Okay, everybody can go ahead and make that perception check.
All right.
Okay.
I failed.
Okay,
41 out of 60.
41 out of 60.
And enhanced vision is the plus 20 to perception checks requiring vision.
Yep.
Okay, that's 76 out of 80.
All right, so that's actually really good. So yeah, both Joseph and Naki, you look around and you actually see on the entrance, once that's like Joseph, you just see an area that seems to be glowing with a, it's like what appears to be an image of what looks like a tape cassette almost that's revolving into two fountains. It's really weird. Let's see. Let's see if I can find that. So, but yeah, pretty much you see that, and over that Naki, you actually look there, and there appears to be. Oh, yeah. So, and you actually there appears to be an inlay that says, "Please," it's like, "Please enter name Sentinels."
This one does so.
Yep. Yeah, just to give you that, please ignore the wrecking ball that's next to it, but that's the symbol that you see. So, all right, you enter. It's like yours, Naki, on there.
Too many
and
windows. There we go.
all right, so yep, you enter yours on there, and once you do that, an AR display comes up for everybody else
Okay.
that says "Enter your name, Sentinels."
I do.
Okay. The moment that everybody else does, that's like you see that the door unlocks, the AR one phase, and you see go inside the nightclub. That's like once you're, are you all walking in at once, or are you going in one at a time?
Naki's going to offer digital handshakes to the other two sentinels.
Okay.
Kind of thing, like an invitation to mesh traffic, and also an invitation to TACnet software.
Oh, glad somebody has that.
God damn it! I forgot to say no TACnet.
Fuck.
Fuck. Anyway, so
All right.
I kid. I don't have an aversion to it as others do. So.
You know, it can be subverted in the GM's favor, actually.
So often.
That's true. So
It's all about signal to noise.
that is.
Naki introduces itself. This one is Naki. This one should pose as property of one of the two meat sentinels while in this jurisdiction to avoid unnecessary questions. Please select who will pose as my owner.
I'll do it. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, so that's probably probably not a bad idea since one of the other guys it's like in a pod and or biomorph. So
Okay, and so if I can, Aaron, what I will do is I will spoof an AR tag that indicates that I belong to. That was Scott, correct?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Naki will start spoofing an AR tag that indicates it belongs to JPEG.
okay, let's see for that. I'm gonna say that's a. Go ahead and make a programming roll just to make sure if you get that right. So
I hope I remembered to include programming in my active skills.
apparently it looks like you did. So
Yeah, there we go. Okay, good. Online dialogue. Make it a button 12. It's not
oh,
great,
all right.
but it's serviceable.
No, and for that right now, unless somebody just really looks at closer right now, which honestly, it's like that. You will probably look more like an oddity than anything else out, or just an exotic pet, really, to somebody else.
Yeah. One thing about Naki is I did take the industrial framing upgrade, so he's probably a little bit bulkier than a typical kite. But yeah, he's only like 3 feet tall, guys. And as he walks into the club, he'll start pulsing his chameleon skin in time with the music in varying patterns and colors.
Okay, well, the club is dead at the moment, so it is a closed off one.
The kite slumps in disappointment.
Yeah, but all right, so you're going in there. Is everybody else walking in after Naki?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll be the last one through. I've
Okay.
got situational awareness, so I figure I'm paranoid, and I'll try to make sure we're not being followed.
Okay, I will allow you for that one to go ahead and make one perception check.
Two.
Ought to. You actually, yeah. In this case, you don't feel anything else out, but knowing the fact that this is a meeting spot, it's not trapped, but it's going to be made private very quickly. So, but you do get in there. The doors close behind you, and within a 3-second gap, like you were about to say for the music, suddenly the lights come on, and you actually see, and the club actually comes alive. You realize that as you're going through, it's like you're going through everything. A slow bit of music is playing through. It's like a slow bit of music is playing through the club, and everybody else gets AR. It's like AR invitations from prox. That's like from a proxy Pompeii.
Accept the invitation.
Yep.
Okay. All right. As you do so, the club comes alive as you're seeing multitudes of dancers float into the AR vision, making it look like the club. It's like the club is never been closed. It's just been completely active. In the middle, you see everybody dancing around, and in the middle of it, there is a green arrow pointing to the. It's like to the stage, where there seems to be what appears to be a a softly blue glowing granite wall.
Follow the arrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
this is not the weirdest thing I've seen.
And as you approach closer, you see that it's almost another visual effect of the AR. That as you get closer, you see what appears to be a feminine face appearing out of that's like emerging out of the wall. Something almost you could almost relate it to one of those old lenticular pictures from old Earth. So, which you do know, by the way, if you found one of those, would be worth a lot of money. So it's like a lot of money, a lot of rep. So, but as you step right there, the face moves down, looks down, looks at each of you. Sentinels, I am proxy Pompeii. So, I trust that you have got. It's like you were able to cover your tracks coming here.
Absolutely. Not a trace.
This one has taken appropriate steps. Also, I have a DNA chaff grenade because humans are messy.
That very well may actually that's like help you in that's like in the near future. I'm sorry to say this, but the mission that we have for you today is highly sensitive. She that's like she points to the center of center of the room, and you see a small dais open up, come forward, and you see what appears to be a Ghost Rider module inside a Faraday cage.
Oh, that's
So,
always reassuring.
You see the synth perk up immediately.
so we have it's like we currently have a sensitive situation in which it's like we need to interrogate it's like the individual within this Ghost Rider module. He has it's like information it's like sensitive information on firewall that cannot get out to anywhere else. But most importantly, he has information on a potential X threat, which that's like we have only cataloged once and are in fear that may still be active, or to be more accurate, the plans may still exist to be able to replicate the effects of this X threat.
Hmm.
So what we're asking of you is to be able to take this and get it across town over to one of our agents working within Xperia. So one of their major corporate offices is here, and given us like the research and development area, we have the information that we need to be able to contain it and safely farcast it away to a place where uh, this individual may be interrogated.
All right.
So our mission is to transport the Ghost Rider module to a farcasting facility and send it to a designated location.
That is correct. However, that's like we'll need to get to, but it will be up to you to be able to get that information, to get this individual in there. You are that's like there is no other that's like there are no contacts that we can actually give you, or that's like passes that we can set for you for our agent to get into the Experian office. You will have to do that yourself. Any issue possibility for doing that ahead of time may have alerted other individuals, or the that's like the what we fear is a possibility of this individual's coming for him.
Understood. Out of character, real quick. What city are
Yes.
we in again?
You are in Elysium on Mars. So
Tracking. Okay.
yep. So basically, it is a large resort town built into one of the canyons. So it is there for drinks. It is there for partying. It is there for high society.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the name? What was the name of the corporation you mentioned?
Xperia.
Okay,
Xperia.
Xperia.
So we're
Yep.
taking this. Okay.
So,
Yep.
is this part of my normal beat, or am I out of my normal area of operation? Because this is kind of in my jurisdiction.
It is on Mars, so technically within your jurisdiction, but you are out, it's usually outside of the pale of where you usually go. So
I figured, but
This is where the corporate cops have more authority.
absolutely. So that is something else that Proxy Pompeii also brings up for with it, is that the Elysian Police People's Militia, or the EPMs, are here. They are pretty much stiff beyond reason. They do not take anybody else for. They really do not like anybody else causing an issue with that, and in a lot of cases, they will go ahead and that's like play the nastiest tricks on you as possible. They like a lot of neurocam weapons.
nice.
So so you are it's like if you run into them, uh, Proxy Pompeii warns you, stating that they will give you the option of defending yourself, but again, you do that at your own risk and also at the risk of your other of any other forks you might have.
Hmm. Understood.
So that's out of the concerns there. But she gives you that. That's like there. She does ask if you have any other questions or particular concerns before proceeding.
The Do we need to take any special precautions in transporting this Ghost Rider?
So, are you familiar with what Ghost Rider module is? Or?
No, I need a quick up to date
Okay,
on what that
absolutely.
is.
So, a Ghost Rider module is essentially a large backpack with a holographic display that you can put a stack into
Okay.
from a cup, and that will allow somebody to have consciousness. That's like a consciousness without actually having a morph.
Okay.
Yep. Or they can be built directly into you if you're a synthmorph.
That is
Mhm.
true. So,
But it's basically a pocket for a personality.
yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah,
And you said it's right now it's in a Faraday cage.
that is true. So that brings up to the next point. You that's like the entity right there, as we said before, is the individual. We are. It's like we cannot stress enough that you are us like not to have any contact, any at least verbal contact with them, if absolutely possible, or any physical contact with the stack as possible. We have that's like we are concerns right now that need to be analyzed from this individual, and that's like the ego within. And if it's like you do that, the effects are unknown, and we will. That's like and may cause further concerns. If it occurs right now where we believe the X threat is spreading, we will have to send in a cleaner team.
Um, so do we just need to get the stack to where we're going, or do we need to move the whole Ghost Rider unit?
The ghost, you were taking the Ghost Riding unit, so it within that Faraday cage. So, you can. So once it's done right now, it has attachments where you can basically take it with you. So, but and also to let you know, the Faraday cage is there to prevent it from having any access to the mesh.
Okay.
Okay, tracking. Now,
So,
when you say Faraday cage, are we talking like a footlocker type thing, or are we talking like it's been covered in saran wrap so it can't interact with the outside world?
it's actually a device within here, basically a Faraday box that can. It's like that will prevent that you can carry with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is
So,
actually
More like
sort
a
of my
footlocker.
question is how big is this Ghost Rider module plus Faraday cage?
so with this one, it's actually pretty small. It's about a
Like, is it like
let's
grapefruit sized?
so with this one, they've gone through. It's about I'm trying to think. It's shoebox sized. So
Shoebox
Okay.
sized? Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
it can be
So
carried with.
Okay.
actually, in fact, the kite stands there looking at it for a minute. It says this one can carry the object, and if no one does anything to stop him, the hidden compartment that I paid for will open.
Okay, that's not what I
I
was
will
about to
take
ask.
I will take out of it, shape adjust, and put the shoebox in, and then close over
So
it.
okay. It is locked up tight right now. It's like Pompeii also informs you that you will not. Uh, it's like that. That is a possibility for you to do that, so you can connect it. But that's if anything should happen to you or that is cage is damaged, you may be compromised. So
this this one would prefer that neither the cage nor this unit become compromised.
okay.
That would be counter to the mission objectives.
All right. So this is I was like this is a concern. So if you that is just the concern from it, but we want to make sure we preserve any of our our sentinels as much as possible. Another band of note. It's like currently right. If you do need to extract information from or any information about it at the time, that's if absolutely necessary or if there arises a complication, there is a muse that is attached to this ego through the Ghost Rider module, but that's like it should be the only contact that you make with it. Any direct that's like meant any direct connections to the stack, connections to it should be prohibited for your safety.
Understood.
So
This one would prefer not to interact with the contents of the Faraday cage.
We would prefer that this one doesn't.
okay.
Yeah,
So
that's
we are
all right.
agreed.
All right. So, but she's giving you the basics information. Do you have any questions before you proceed?
Um, what's our point of contact in Xperia?
Your point of contact at Xperia. That is a psychosurgeon. Which I'll say, give me a name. So, what is our psychosurgeon's name?
Marlowe.
Marlowe.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Yes. So you have a Sentinel Marlowe. They are within Firewall. She is. That's like you are aware that she is a psychosurgeon and a primary researcher over at Xperia. So she was. It's like you're able to get it. So once you are actually in the building, or it's like, or you figure out another means of contact to be able to get you in, that is a possibility. But as I said before, they can. It won't be just basically getting a key card from Firewall and saying, "Well, here you go." So
Yeah.
this is. It's like this pretty much is going to determine whether or not it's like you're going to have to figure out a way to get in there and make it look quiet. So
So I have networking hypercorps.
okay.
Would that be applicable to get some kind of connections started there?
You could make us an appointment.
Yeah, absolutely. So you could try to make absolutely around that appointment. So, but that will probably be for once we're done with the briefing here. So,
No.
is there any other information that you need from the briefing?
Potential opposition.
So all right. I will.
Who is aware that we have come into possession of this device?
Um, this we are uncertain. The individual inside had had a large amount of networks that were that spanned out everywhere. If you have and we're cur- it's like we're not certain what arrangements he may have made in order to extract himself, either before it's like his interaction with the potential X threat or after it. We all we're aware of is that this is that's like that there may be contacts that he's already been made, which is why we wanted you armed and prepared for potential dangers going forward.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
and sorry, what are
uh,
the firearm restrictions in Elysium?
oh, that's a good question. So, let's see for that. Um, for most of that, pretty much, there are no particular restrictions that you're seeing on there for this. However, it is known that that's like the cops within here or the EPMs will be a little bit more less understanding if you're wielding plasma weaponry in defense. So it's like so you can use that as your discretion, but be aware that some things will if you use that will either be after talked out or shot out
Okay.
Okay.
from that area. So, but I will bring that. Yeah. So before you go, so with the information that you've given from that, you can research into that a little bit more. Before you do that, you can ask Proxy Pompey a couple more questions, or you can just head out with what you have.
So you mentioned that the person inside this cage has a wide network, a lot of different contacts he could have had. We don't
Absolutely.
know if if they reached out to any in particular. But do we know, are there any of note that he's dealt with in the past? Not necessarily that we think he's dealt with in relation to this
Well, part of that
issue.
part of that would be knowing who he is, and that question has not been asked yet. So,
Oh, who is he?
so for this one right now, yeah. So she did. There's no real name given for this, but given the contacts or firewall, she does let you know that it's a former proxy known as Starcadian. So in this case, I will say if anybody has networking firewall, they can roll that. If they have networking criminals, they can absolutely do that, or networking hypercore or media.
I'll do my criminal.
Okay.
16 over 65.
All right. So you made that. Okay. Is anybody else rolling networking?
Um, from what you rattled off, only leverage I think I have is criminal.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I'm 8 over.
Okay.
Those,
All right.
those are not the networks that Naki operates in.
Okay. So, all right. So, and which one? Let's see. You were rolling criminal, right?
Criminal. Yep.
All right. Yes, actually, so you actually get a little more information about that. Not a much, but Starcadian was known as it's like information broker with a speciality in disinformation warfare. So
Oh,
it's like he was very well known for being able to garner a massive amount of information and it's like and specialty stacks and codes from a lot of other people. Specifically, he was dealing with criminal sides, but also within it's like also within the hypercores as well, being able to do corporate espionage. So
okay.
he was pretty well known. That's where you're known for that. But it does come when you do bring that. That comes up as a little bit of a surprise that they had him as when they said proxy. So because that is it's like that is a higher position within firewall to be able to coordinate missions.
Huh.
And this is everybody else does not. Nobody has to roll for this, but you are absolutely aware that if this is somebody who got shit canned from being a proxy, he must have done something really bad.
Okay.
So, but I will say that from the only thing that you really do get from the criminal one that would be a possible help at the moment is that the last known ones that he was working with was 9 lives.
Oh, friendly folks.
Yeah. So, and just for if you don't, Scott, if you don't know that one, 9 Lives is a criminal cartel that specifically caters in ego trafficking. So
Oh.
they will take people they take people, copy them, they might not even know it, and basically fork them into infinity.
They are
So
Roko's basilisk personified. They
yep,
will make multiple copies of you and torture them horribly forever.
Yep, a literal pile of stacks. So
Oh boy.
Yep.
And so that's the last criminal contact that Starcadian dealt with.
yeah, so that what they are aware of. So
Okay.
all right. So but that's
Could he have been wanting them to make copies of his ego since it has whatever it is we're trying to keep secret?
Well, again, that's a possibility from it because whatever I will say, whatever he's come into contact with, you were aware. It's like it might be worth it to them. So, so that's like definite possibility that they may be able to do to get that around.
Gnarly.
So, all right, but that's like, is anybody else have any questions before you proceed?
Not for the proxy.
I think I think the information the proxy has given us is sufficient to our mission.
All right. So, all right, excellent. So, she tells you, please keep. It's like, as always, please keep this as quiet as possible. If not for your own safety, then the safety of everybody else here. That's like, remember, it's like this. That's like this is potential X threat, and if it were to get out, that's like Elysium. That's like Elysium would be subject to a cleaner crew that we. That's like, and we do not need that attention.
Understood.
Yeah.
Get a major Mars hab hit by an erasure squad? That doesn't seem like a good idea.
Okay.
Yep. So, but from there, you pretty much, it's like you see Pompeii's image fading back into that, and the AR simulation ends. The club is completely empty. So, all right. But yeah, the first move from here is you need to figure out how to get in, how to be able to get into that's over into the Xperia court, Xperia offices. So.
Okay.
With that, let's see. I will say that from this one right here, they are located around the north end. So they will have that's like which is a more that's like it's kind of a cornucopia of different things too because it's very much set for the high neighborhoods and works out. Oh, I take that back. I'm sorry, it's central. So, but so basically, you have a lot of the higher end hypercorps set up around there. But that's also one of the highest guarded areas for the EPM. So, in addition to what would be private security around any of these buildings, so that's like so it's going to be a little bit disconcerting if they're walking through there. So, how do you plan to spoof coordinates or to figure out what you need?
Hmm.
Start by making an appointment.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I've got my Hypercorp's networking. I could just. Would that allow me to maybe find a contact within Xperia that I could talk with that could help us get in?
Absolutely, yeah. If you want to give that a try.
Okay. So, quick question about the game in general.
Yes.
Does this game allow for players to suggest facts about the game setting? Like for me to establish that I have a friend in there or that I have a contact? Or is it just...
Yeah, no, that is absolutely what your networking is that you are going for information and then you can basically say that. And then for that, we will allow you to basically, if you do get that contact, depending on what you want, that may help with a rep bonus because reputation is the primary currency within Eclipse phase.
Okay. And so with these guys, I'd be using my C rep if I did.
That is correct, yes.
Okay,
Yep.
that's good. That's high. Okay,
All right.
but so first I do a networking test.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's just see if you can actually get that.
Okay. Do we want to wait and everybody kind of throw out their ideas before any one of us take action?
You try your way because
Yeah.
we can get in legitimately. It'll save a lot of problems. If that doesn't work, I've got a plan.
Okay, great. Well, I'll give it a go.
All right.
Call up my contact. I got 97 over 65. I did not.
Oh, you're on vacation.
He was on vacation, hungover.
Yeah,
Bad
I will going to
news.
say that this was let's see. Uh Haraku Nakatomi. So they were it's like one of the lower level interns that could have possibly gotten you in, but yeah, that's not going to fly this time. So
Rocco. I shake my fist at the sky.
Do you not have friends?
Friends is
Yep.
relative.
Does this sadden you?
Sadness is
so
relative.
which is working. So that doesn't, it doesn't necessarily take off that closes off one door, but you do have other options that you've gone through here because uh, remember there's always the baseline infiltration of you potentially looking at the building, scouting to see if it has any kind of weak point or something else that will work from there. You have the option of trapping other contacts if you need to, or any kind of research that what well, it's like research that might be able to get in if there's deception. You have that too. You could base again trying to fake it until you make it. So,
Okay.
so
I'm going to try my criminal contacts. I know there's a dirty person on shipping and receiving in the building. I will offer to have us drive in their shipment, and that'll give us access to the building.
okay, you want to go do that? All right. So go ahead and make that roll.
Okay, I'm assuming networking to start.
Yep, that would be networking start to see if they can get that.
Okay, that is a 33 out of 40.
Okay, so 33 out of 40. All right. So what is the name of the contact that you are making?
That's a crit success.
Yes. Yes,
Oh,
it
you
is.
did. Oh, God, yeah. So, yeah,
Okay.
you did. Oh, you absolutely got that. So, all right. So,
Um,
what?
Greedo.
Greedo.
Yep,
So,
Greedo.
all right. So, yeah, Greedo. So, you pick up the phone. It's like I will say that you can get them over the mesh. So, that's not too. It's like much of the ask. He looks over at you like, oh, Joseph. Hey, what the fuck you want, man?
Hey, I'm in
So
your
good to hear from you,
neighborhood.
man. It's
I
been
got a
too long.
burner ID for the night. You need a wheelman for your shipment, like normal.
Uh, what? So what? That's like what? That's like what the fuck do you need? That's like what do you fuck do you need in the high rise district?
Hey, look, I know you got your stuff. I got my stuff. I'll help you out. I'm not going to ask questions. I don't even need payment for it. I'll help you drive your shipment in. I just need a couple hours in the building.
So well, damn. But okay, man. If it's only for you, because holy shit, you have no. It's like you have no idea how much they're riding our ass about this. You know, especially after those freaks started. It's like started wandering around here. It's like the last couple nights.
What's been happening? Okay, you got to remember, this isn't my beat. What's been going on the last couple nights?
Oh man, no, they that's like the well, we've been bringing in some shipments here of some apparently acquisitions or something from Cognite. One of the
Oh, okay,
yeah,
little
it's
espionage. Okay.
yeah, apparently it was marked. It's something that I even actually got roped into bringing in. They were paying us like triple what they normally would, which is provided me a lot of partying money.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, because it's like, hey, it got me over into the Uplift Club the other night. Just it's like I got to swim with a dolphin. I'm talking. It's like that dude was awesome. So, but a sedation. But anyway, they took no. They. It's like we've been asked to basically give a mission. Something was really hush hush. Some containers, large ones, about the size of a fridge or something, in what looks like it's like a huge Faraday container. So whatever they wanted to do, they didn't wanted access to the mesh, whatever. But yeah. That's like my. That's like it wouldn't kill me for my. That's like for my third toaster to be connected. So not
Okay.
like it's gonna become a Titan.
Uh, uh,
But yeah, dude, yeah, I got you. I got you, and I just with it, and I'll even give you the discount right now. I just want a five. I just want a fiver for my rep.
okay.
So all right, so transfer over. All right. Oh, thank you very much. So yeah, I'll say that's like I could set you up for the tomorrow night when we're bringing in the that's like the next shipment of blank stacks for R&D development. So he gives you an address that is off of. Let's see. Actually, it's still within West Elysium, so it's actually about 5 blocks away from where the Spectrum line is,
Okay.
and you have. And he'll tell you to meet you tomorrow there at midnight, and they'll see about getting you in. So, but
Tracking.
all right.
So this means
So
we have some
taking.
time to kill.
Yeah, it does, and that's not a good thing. So you got a safe house local, or do I need to tap some contacts to get us one?
So
Hmm.
this is one that you probably will have to work on your own because you were not given. This is extremely sensitive. They wanted it completely off the grid, so resources are up to you.
Okay.
Okay. Let me take a look here. See if I can contribute anything to what's going on right at the moment. Probably not too much. I can set my muse to looking for places to rent.
Okay.
Like basically Eclipse Phase B and B
Yeah. So that's.
kind of thing.
Let's see for that. Actually, that would be a research check. So if you want to, well, I'm gonna say that that's either yeah, that's. I'll say it's. I'll give you either a research or, yeah, research check to see if you can find something. So
Just because nobody in my networks, like my networking's autonomists, so
yeah,
it's
Oh,
okay.
unlikely.
yeah.
Oh,
Although
Yeah.
I'm technically a Titanian citizen, so I could see if there's like a Titanian company.
That's
Uh,
possible. So
54 on 40.
54 and 40. So yeah, that's so you're not really sure about that,
all right.
but with
Hmm.
working from it. So
Naki looks at the other two and says, "This one can perch on a rooftop for the next 24 hours. However, quarters for
Um,
you may be problematic."
I've got an interest in smuggling. Would I be able to use that to maybe identify if there are bolt holes that smugglers can hide in around the area to lay low?
for a town, what's your skill in it?
55?
I'm going to say that since this is not known as a smuggling town, it's more of a party one.
Yeah.
You can do that at a negative 20.
All right. Nope. 55, 57 over, a lot lower.
Okay, so yeah, that's going to be a little bit off from that. You realize that you have other places that you could go. If you have you can try to do networking. If it fails, you might be able to get that, or you just spend cash for a hotel because that's always an option.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
that works from it.
Okay. I'm gonna tap into my Tharsis League contacts because I've got pretty good rep with that. I'm going to try to get us a safe house for the night and maybe a police baboon.
Oh, gonna rent a
Okay,
police
so
baboon.
Yep.
That sounded way
Yep.
more disturbing than I meant it to.
Well,
all right.
we've got chance of party crashers, and you don't want to take a hit, and I'm not real sure on your combat capabilities. No offense. So, yeah, a little extra muscle may not hurt.
Now the kite looks at you like magnetically clamps the submachine gun to its back, pops a set of claws with lightning flying between them, puts those back, and says, "This one can defend itself."
Well, that's good, but you've still got a Faraday cage in your inner goodness, and I'd prefer that not to get hit.
I
This
second that notion.
this is a reasonable requirement.
So all right, but yeah, you that's like we're taking from. But yeah, you're as far as you know, you're okay with that. So, but yeah, I'm gonna say that's not a lot of that. So, how much credits do everybody have? Does everybody have?
I've got like 5,000 left at the
Okay.
moment.
Um,
Yeah,
2,600.
100
I dropped a lot of CP into credits.
That's why I was trying to try to requisition some local resources.
Okay, so I'll actually say that from here, if you want to, it's not a big. It's yeah, everything that the roles right now is just finding some place that was basically secured. So for it, but if you just want to spend, go ahead and spend credits, and I'll say that for base lodgings of the nights, that's just going to be 1,000 CP for some place that's decent. Okay, you may want to just have rotating. It's like you may just want to have rotating shifts for sleeping or relaxing. So if you need
Good
to.
call. Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's not a bad. So, but yeah, I'll say that you find someplace else closer towards Central.
Yeah.
So on the west side, so it's not as it's not as sketchy as some of the other neighborhoods that you've seen, but it will pretty much do for what you need. So
Hmm.
within working off there, so you find that you're gonna have to wait until tomorrow night to get the contact from it, because they've also asked, and I'm sorry I didn't bring this up, that you do not bring up your contact, uh, or it's like over our psychosurgeon over at Xperia until you're actually in the building.
Mhm.
So they may be able to help you a little bit in there, but it's again wanting you to make the majority of your way in on your own. So
Okay.
for that. Okay, so that being said, it's like you're in there. And are you? I'll say from doing this to going outside from there and all your research, it's about 8 o'clock at night local time.
Okay.
So, for that point, is anybody else doing special, or are you just either going to sleep or it's like resting?
Once we get to our room, I'll take some time to learn more about the Xperia headquarters if I can.
Okay, I will say that is uh, baseline if you want research that can go with that. Let's see, info set, you can technically try to get information through their server since it's an open mesh, but that is a risk that you have to take, and to break in that would be opposed checks to get in their system.
Well, I'd like to start with like just public information, like what's the layout of the place,
Okay,
etc.
all right, yeah,
And
that's
then like, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. So go ahead. So yeah, that's research. So basically, yeah, that's not going to be a problem whatsoever.
Okay. So, did you want to roll for that, or is there just general
Uh,
information that's readily available?
I will say that for that, you can go ahead and roll just to see the amount of information that you give. So,
Hey, I got a 1,
oh, so
which is good because my research actually isn't. Or actually, could I use investigation for that? No, I guess not.
yes, I will. No, yes, absolutely. If you want to use
Okay,
investigation instead, I will allow you the reroll for that.
that's a
So,
little bit better. Well, I mean, I don't mind keeping the 1. Just investigation is higher than research for this character.
okay. All right, so yeah, baseline for investigation, it doesn't give you a lot of that, but you do find the public records. The
Yep.
building itself is actually one of the newest within it's like within Elysium, so it was only it's like it was built about uh it's like it was actually this one was built about 5 years before the fall, so
Okay.
not too much. So going from that, but outside of what they do here, it's about 60 stories. It's like it is mostly blocked off from the mesh itself. So that's good a chance that you didn't have to be able to try to hack off of that. Certain public terminals are available, but they do that pretty much to protect most of their patents going forward, as they are a development company. You see that the majority of where you probably would need to be is actually near the top because they actually keep the most sensitive some of the information sensitive research areas set near the forecasting facility, so in case
Okay.
there's an emergency or something, they can lock it up, take
Yeah.
it out, and then forecast away from the problems or the behaviors. So you don't want to
Nice.
do any of that.
You can ditch everyone to their fates.
So
Um.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. The only thing out there is that you see that most public information that they decide to do is that a lot of those are also key to that's like biolocks, so or biometrics. So you're going to have to either be able to spoof that to
Hmm.
be able to get past some of the security there. Also, they have another thing that they have registered right now too is That's like different, at least a randomizing key for most of that. So in addition to their most secured areas. So something that your contact might be able to get for you, but it's gonna be hard.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
basically we need someone to walk in with us to get into those
Yes.
upper floors.
Absolutely. So, and specifically over into to the ego to be able to ego cast out. So,
Okay. And there's nothing
and
there about like, hey, check out our new battle suits or anything like that.
no, yeah. Unfortunately, like I said, you did
Guarded
succeed, but
by
also
two
it is
full
a little bit.
platoons of direct action operatives, the Xperia headquarters in Elysium is one of the most secure buildings in the entire inner planet. Okay, good.
Nope. Yeah, you can't really see that. Yeah, a one, it still got you some information, but it's almost the very basic. So,
Yeah, that's fine.
but yeah, but if anybody else wants to investigate or do another portion of research, they can.
Yeah, I'd like to use my info brokerage profession to
Okay.
specifically to see if, while Proxy Pompeii couldn't really tell us anything about potential opposition, I'm going to use my info brokerage to kind of check with local informants to see if anybody else has caught wind of what's going on.
Okay, go ahead. So,
Okay, so meeting them in a shady spot somewhere, and I got 41 under 50.
oh, that's a good roll. So, yep, good one. Brokerage right now, you are at least through what would be either criminal contacts or other ones. You're not seeing anything on that, and because it's kind of weird that they would. It's like there might be not like dark nets set to not talk about things, but you do actually notice something specifically when it is concerning it's like Xperia, that they've been buying up a lot of disused Cognite assets. In particular, something that links into what you heard before, and which is that they were taking things from a research. It's like a research satellite that was or station that was over Venus about 2 years ago. That was apparently it's like the victim of some sort of possible corporate sabotage or attack.
Hmm.
So, Cognite decided to declare the whole thing that's like a lost cause, and left the rights open to be able to salvage for what they needed there. So, and apparently, it's just taken all of this time to be able to get certain assets from the remembrance of that Vesuvian station back over to Mars.
Okay.
So, but it strikes you odd though, because that is considering the distance and what's necessary, that is a massive amount of effort for what appears to be a salvage operation.
Hmm.
So,
So more to it than we see.
yeah, the people that you're at least the brokerage right now are almost that you're talking to are just wondering like what could have been on there that would make would make one minor station so worth it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
If only we
All
could
right.
get a sample.
Hmm.
If only we knew
Interesting.
what was going on.
All right. So all right. So any other investigation or information gathering before you guys rest?
I'm going to try to create um, a cover story for us in case we run into local law enforcement. So I've got easy answers to give them for what's going on. I'm going to use my profession, law enforcement, along with my information about the Cognite salvage, and try to throw some information in there that there's some other Cognite stuff that's industrial espionage going on in addition to the salvage, and the salvage is a cover for it.
Okay. So are you trying to put that onto the mesh to
I don't
create
know.
disinformation?
I'm creating a dossier so that if another law enforcement individual says, "Well, why are you coming here?" I can be like, "Well, blah 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 blah. I'm a Martian Ranger. I'm investigating all of this stuff on behalf of Cognite, and here's the story."
Okay. I will say that you could. That's something you can save onto and just roll that when you actually do it. So
Okay,
if
that's
you're,
fine.
Just to see find out how good a job you did when you
That's
yeah.
sent it.
fine.
Yep.
Then I will have that Chekhov's excuse in the wings for if it's needed.
Okay, so that works out.
Nice.
Yeah, so no, I like the idea too, but that's even for that would be more in the moment. So and when you absolutely need it. So all right, so that I guess that wraps up everybody else right now. You kind of go that's like rest. Neki, are you actually sleeping in yours or do you just stay online? or do you
I
offline?
don't believe synthmorphs really suffer from lack of sleep, do they?
No, they don't. So, but sometimes I know they can go offline if you're wanting to, just to recharge. But I give you the option for that.
Yeah, no, he's going to stay awake because he's got an X threat stuffed in his chest.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah. So you're
so
going off from
he
that.
feels it would be better to be alert.
More likely so. But yeah, you're sitting there going through, and uh, it's about that moment right now. You just hear soft beeping coming from inside of you that you're not really aware of any of your systems that do that.
Open the compartment.
So, you see that the ferric, it's like that you see that one of the lights on the Faraday cage is beeping. So,
Oh,
thankfully, it is not from what you're seeing right now. It's not the malfunction one,
Okay.
but it does. But there is a. Well, it appears right now that it's a request, a connection request, and you do
hmm.
see that there is a hardline link onto it.
Oh,
So here's the thing, guys, and I don't know if Aaron noticed this on my character sheet or not, but Naki has an addiction
Oh,
to secrets.
So yeah, if
So
so,
Naki kind of looks at it for a minute. Is everyone else sleeping?
let's see. Well, I'm gonna say, where is that? Oh, I forgot if there was the luck roll here. So,
Moxie times.
Moxie times 10.
yeah, Moxie. Yeah, so we're just gonna do them all. Yeah, thank you. It's been a while. All right. Yeah, I would say Joseph and JPEG, go ahead and roll luck.
okay. Oh, 51 over 40.
I got a 17 under 30.
17 under 30. So, all right, Joseph, you are awake from this. So, so you get the chance to make that to see what's going on. So, make one more perception check.
Well, now's the chance when you can play my flaw if you want, which is I'm addicted to Clar, and I'm probably not going to be obvious about that. So I'm eye out in the hall right now.
So you're out in the hall getting stoned.
All right,
No, Clar's a perception enhancement drug.
Oh, okay.
I'm addicted to it, so
Nice.
you see everything.
yeah. Okay, so
All right.
as far as I know, you get to bad thing once per session because of my addiction. So I'm just being honest about it.
Okay. Yep. Well, I appreciate the honesty. So that I will let you know when a moxie is needed. So, but yeah, if you want to do that, I have no problems. So, all right. But yeah, you're out there and you see the port, and your muse is telling you that that is an open invitation. So,
Yeah, Naki takes a look at it. Hardware electronics. This is the hard line to the Muse.
that is correct. It
So not interfacing directly with the stack.
well, as far as you know, but go ahead and make a hardware electronics to see if you can be sure about that.
Let's see. Now's a great time for a crit fail.
Yes, it is.
Well, 89 on 65. So
Okay.
no?
As far as you know,
Sure. In that case, yeah, Naki will interface with the thing.
okay.
Proxy,
All right.
I can interface with the Muse.
All right. So you put that in there,
Yep.
and luckily enough, you that's like what strolls across your vision doesn't appear to be. You don't see anything. You don't hear a basilisk hack, which is really lucky.
That's probably a good thing for everybody.
Yeah.
Um,
But you have that's like but as you do that, you hear a voice come over say, hello.
Naki will do one other thing though. I'm just taking a quick look.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Naki activates active countermeasures, which gives him some bonuses if somebody tries to puppeteer him.
Oh, that's fine. So that's good. That is a precaution that's absolutely needed. So,
Shields up. Greetings.
Hi. Who am I speaking to?
This one is Naki.
So, oh, you're another AGI. That's great. So am I.
Yes.
So, and I will let you go ahead and make one perception roll now.
Okay.
Now that you're a little bit closer.
Now that I'm a little bit closer. Okay, I'm going to assume that enhanced senses probably do not apply to this roll.
Yeah.
Since it's not
In
a
this
physical
case,
world roll.
Yeah, you can just make a roll. So
Let's see here. That's too bad. 70 over 60.
okay, yeah, you're looking at the stack. You just don't see anything else out of normal, but that's like you thought of something, but it's a little bit weird. But no, you look over and but you hear the voice saying, "Oh, good. I'm glad I got somebody else on the outside. I wasn't sure that if anybody else could, hear the alert going off."
This one was physically proximate to the alert.
Oh, good. Good. So that was carrying it around. So well, first off, I forgot to have introductions. My name's Cyrock. So, and at that moment, in front of your vision, you get an AR of what appears to be a small blue arachnid tank coming in front of you, and it
Ah, dear
waves.
gods.
Greetings,
So,
Sarah.
I thank you. Oh, thanks. Good. But yeah, nice to see another AGI. But no. I was kind of told to basically be as a stand-in for well, it's like our friend in here, and well, okay. Here's the thing: he's supposed to be asleep, and that was kind of my job. But he's getting around what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm afraid he's going to try to do something screwy with the Ghost Rider.
You had one job, Cyrock. One job.
So, uh,
um,
and I'm really afraid that it's like I'm really afraid that he's going to be able to take what he's going to be able to call out or do something at least to the Faraday box, so it's not so it doesn't work as well.
Oh.
hmm.
So, and I can only do so much to stop him. So, I kind of need either help or we need to find somewhere where that's like somewhere where he can't get out.
So you need to either cut off communications to the box altogether,
So yeah,
or
yeah. Well, we
you
got a
need
couple
assistance.
options. Well, we got a couple options here. The first
Mhm.
part. One of those is that we can find a new Faraday cage or box to be able to put him in, and that will kind of shut him up, keeping quiet. The other, because I'll be honest right now, I've been feeding him narco algorithms to keep him quiet. So but I don't think they were being effective on there. So if we can find somebody else who can do something like that, we could. That's like I can keep him quiet. We can take him out of the Ghost Rider module altogether. But there's well, I don't think it's a good idea. So yeah, the
That
other
runs
people.
counter to the mission parameters.
Well, okay. Well, I'm just gonna be honest with you, just in the most basic terms. People remembered things when they touched him, and I don't think that's a good thing, from what I've been told.
Ah. Um, this one suggests we begin by trying to locate a new Faraday device.
So, okay, cool. I'm gonna try to keep him online as much as possible, but I can only do so much if that's the plan. So, we're gonna really need to get something like super quick.
No.
We will
So,
do what we
and
can. Beep
all
3
right.
times if you are facing imminent destruction.
Well, it won't be destruction. I don't worry about that too. They keep telling me I'm part of something greater. So, which I believe them. But no, I'm just worried about everybody else too, because if that what the nice stone lady told me, if he gets onto the mesh, then that's going to cause problems.
Yeah.
So with it, so cool. Yeah, you go ahead and do that. I'm going to disconnect you so you don't get touched. So, and you see the
Uh,
link go off, and you see a timer has gone off. That's now in your vision, Naki, for what it was
Excellent.
approximately the next 25 minutes.
Oh.
Oh, dear God.
All right,
Okay,
over the
so can you
TACnet.
let me know, or am I still in the dark on this?
No, I immediately tell you both. We have 25 minutes to find a new Faraday cage, where I will have to
Okay.
interface with the Muse and attempt to keep our passenger asleep.
Tracking.
All right.
Um,
Black market.
Aaron, you're familiar with what a Faraday cage physically is, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I'm just gonna use my maker and make a Faraday sack that we can put the box in. because
Okay.
Faraday cages are amazingly low tech.
Oh yeah, no, they are. So in this one, all right, but that's cool for now. Yeah, because this one was well, I'll actually let you do that. So you can go ahead and make that roll.
Okay, because what they have there is some kind of like not real Faraday cage because there's a way to access the outside world, which defeats the entire point of a Faraday cage. Yeah, there's an 11. It's got to be basic programming, which I got it to 25. So I just whip up a quick Faraday sack that we can tie over this thing and just keep them in a gunny sack because I am confused why Firewall went with a high-tech solution.
Okay, so
It might not have started that way.
so
That's scary.
which is working from that. So all right, so you can go ahead and put that. Yeah, that's not going through. I'm going to say that with the processing time for that, that'll just take 10 minutes to
Okay.
3D print up. So
Yeah, and again, that's why it's a sack. So it's just a loose thing that we can unfold from inside the makers because makers don't make big things.
okay,
There you go.
So yeah, it is working from that. So, but this is it's like, but yeah, you go ahead and do that. So, you whip that up and tie it over the sack right now. And I would say about that time you see that's like you well, Naki, I'll say that you probably you can hear the dinging going off again for the port.
I'll notify the
So
others.
Okay.
Yeah.
The dinging from the box again?
Yes, so this is
So like we
that
put it in the sack and we can hear it beeping.
Yeah.
Well, it's not covering sound. It's not covering sound.
Yeah.
It's basically
No.
So we risk pulling it out to talk to him, and that exposes it to danger of.
We should not open the bag. I'm not a real technical guy, but when I hear X threat, I got some TQZ protocols here, and a gunny sack Faraday cage works pretty good. It saved my life a few times. It can make all the noises about how it wants to let out of the briar patch, but no.
so cool.
Fair enough.
Excuse me.
Do you have any way of putting like acoustic dampening on your insides? Are you that modular, or do we need to try to make something?
The compartment's actually shielded. It's like a -30 to detect anything that's in it. So I would assume that to some degree it's soundproof.
Because I have the feeling it's going to be screaming for help soon, and if it can like access Siri, we've got problems.
So
there's also the possibility that it's already subverted the Muse and is using it to attempt to get out.
Oh,
that is a definite possibility.
I thought that was a given when the Muse asked for help and said, "I can't handle this anymore."
So with that, and yeah, and Naki, you were sharing all the details, correct?
Yep. Oh yeah. Naki.
So my concern is because
Naki likes to learn secrets, but he doesn't particularly care about keeping them a lot of the time.
My concern is that because the little Faraday cage on the inside of the gunny sack can emit audible noises, that it can try to access, the smart room we're in that way. So we just need to keep that from happening.
So it can Alexa order 1,000 pizzas to us.
Yeah. So order 1,000 pizzas, which lets the fork know exactly where we're at.
All right. So
very well. I will very well. I will contain the X threat within my frame.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So you're the one who's taking that, and you were not connecting to the port, correct?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and let you make a perception check.
Okay. Just a moment. That's the problem with wireless headphones. I can pace around the room. 13 on 60.
13 on 60. So, so you're putting it back in. You can hear the dinging going off for the communication lights. But before you put it back, as you're putting it back in, you realize that that's actually that it's not doing the steady staccato ding ding ding. It actually started to go more rapid fire as you think about it, and I will let you have this for because what are What languages do you have?
My professions didn't turn up, but languages I have English and Finnish.
Okay,
But
well,
I also have profession or academics cryptography.
oh, okay, okay. Go ahead and roll that.
Okay, give me a moment. Ding. 86 on 55.
Ugh.
Or on
So
60. 86 on
86
60.
on 60. Okay, so all right. And do we want to moxie that or?
I can moxie it to re-roll it, right?
You can moxie it to re-roll it or to flip it.
Yeah,
So,
flipping it won't do it. So,
yeah. So
I will re-roll it.
okay.
28 on 60.
All right. So, you have that little gift for that. We have once you're going there, you realize that that's it's like it just sounds to anybody else but you because of your background. It would sound just like random gibberish. But this is actually a code that's basic. This is being spread out in basic, and all it says is he heard. It's like he heard himself before you closed the bag. They're here. Duck.
Okay. I will broadcast that to the other two over the TACnet. So just
All right.
duck and go
All
for
right.
it.
I'll take cover.
So, all right, and since Jonathan's offers it, we'll just take a small break, and I'll be right back, and then we'll get him in. So we'll be all on for that particular one.
Okay, yeah, I'll be right back too.
All right.
right.
Perfect.
All right, no problem. Be right back.
Too many windows.
I'm back.
That's a good thing. So I have a feeling we're about to get mangled a little bit.
You mean that heavy combat part of the adventure that was on the 10?
Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah.
Alrighty. Sounds good to me.
I'm hoping I balance this character right to include a bit of heavy combat. So
I had two thoughts. One was to get an escape route. The other was to build a cover story. I may have
Ah,
call.
well,
cover story could work.
we have the cover story, and we can probably sell that because you two have better interpersonal skills, and I can try to infosec. Well, between Naki's got some forensic ability and some fairly serious tools to help with that.
Okay.
So
If we don't get our wonderful cover story to work out, and it does come to fighty fights, so I have a guardian bot. Is that as straightforward as I'm thinking of a little robot that gets to help me fight?
I believe it is.
Splendid.
Let me see here.
Wait. The
I
cover
only have-
story is not going to help us with the fork. The cover story is to keep the damn EPM from busting us after we win the fight.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. You have a guardian swarm or a guardian bot?
Guardian bot.
Interesting. Well, let's go to Chuck's Eclipse phase wiki here.
Yeah, I am not familiar with the Guardian bot, and I'm pretty familiar with Eclipse phase.
Well, it's what's written on the
Oh no, I get it. I'm just there's a lot of splat books now from back when I played.
Yeah, there seems to be quite a lot.
Ooh, exoskeletons. No, wait, we don't have any of
Those are
those.
nice.
Robots.
Okay, we're back.
Back.
So,
You see
all
Guardian
right. So
Angel.
hopefully, Jonathan, they brought you up to speed that there was a message that was
Yep.
brought out. So, all right, I will say because thankfully you had that message come through and go through it. Everybody has a chance to be able to get out of the way. So, everybody can roll fray.
All right.
I like Frey.
I would prefer not to have to roll it at all.
But then you wouldn't be playing a game.
Yeah.
I got 52 over 45. I'm gonna spend a moxie to flip that
Good.
to 25.
I've got a 45 out of 50.
I got 49 out of 60.
Okay, good. So, all right. So for the other two, everybody succeeds then. So with no from that. But yeah, you go down as you see. It's like immediately through the window, you see a seeker missile. That's like buzzed right through. So,
Oh,
Oh,
and with this, for that, everybody else made theirs. I will say you got behind there, so it is a. Well, it's like this one is more gas smoke, so it's loud. It is distracting, but nobody else is taken from there. And this is giving you everybody the opportunity to get a position as you see the door is kicked in, and the five it's like gentlemen who appear. Let's see. It's like who appear to be in uh pretty shoddy worker. It's like pod morphs. Come in. That's like swinging around. It's like stringing around what looked to be that's like That's like medium kinetic weapons.
All right.
So, all right. So, but they do not see you as of yet, since the smoke is still it's like going through. So, we will resolve for combat. So everybody can roll initiative.
so the current initiative system, it's 2d10 plus your init bonus, is that it?
It's 1d10 plus your
1d10 plus your init bonus?
yeah,
Okay.
your in bonus. Yes.
14.
14. Okay.
Beep, 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 beep. Would help if I didn't keep losing my die roller.
Sorry, I was trying to find information for somebody.
Oh, no worries. So,
A 14, 6 and 8.
14. All right. Damn. Good.
I got
right.
16.
16. All right.
I
And
rolled an
we'll
8.
roll here.
Yay me.
I've almost
All
found your answer for your Guardian bot. It's interesting. It's
It
a
appears-
modified Guardian Angel.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Good. You have one of those. So,
Oh,
all
jeez,
right.
those are badass.
That's
No,
good.
it's a Guardian Angel with a gun. I'm just trying to find the stats on the gun.
So, nope, and that
Nice.
still works for this one. So let's see.
Oh, okay.
All right, and they rolled. And our friends rolled 13. So they are going last in this one. So Naki, you have the first shot.
Okay, this works like Shadowrun passes, right? Like I have a speed of 3, so I'll take my
Yes.
first action, everybody else acts. Then
Yeah,
speed
so
2, then speed 3.
Yeah, so that's basically, so for going through there, and if you have mental speed or anything else, it gives you extra actions. So that's
Guns are hard to use in close combat, right?
They will have for that. Yeah, if you're trying to do that, because let's see, darn it, this is where I wish we still had the draw area. So, let's see. So you're basically in a room that's it's not gigantic. We're looking at about I'm gonna say like 25 by 35. So it's not. It's
Yeah,
like
so
it's everybody else right now. It's not.
I can cross that distance pretty much instantly.
Yeah, so you can get that on there. So all right. Yeah.
Okay. In that case, they've already gone loud though. All right, fine. Burst for damage with biter ammunition. at the first podmorph through the door.
Okay, go ahead and make your roll.
Okay, and I have LiDAR, so the smoke should not interfere with my sight.
Nope, it should not. So
Okay, just 1 second. Too many browsers open. So that's going to be 79 on 60, unless there's any kind of range bonus for them being within 10 meters.
okay, nope. There's not gonna. Yeah, for that one.
Okay.
So
Yep. So the submachine gun goes off, but I missed.
yeah. So actually, I forgot. What was the if the range? What was you're working off a submachine gun?
Yep. Should have done burst to hit.
That one. Yeah, actually, where you're at right now, that's 35 to 45, but pretty much that's going to be close range. So I'll actually give you a +10 on that because they didn't. They have the smoke screen. They did not. They expected you to be infiltrate. So I'll let you give that.
Still a narrow miss. I
Okay.
pepper the doorway as they're kicking in the door.
Okay, so that still breaks up. That gives them something to worry about too, and I'm going to say that that's actually causing some stress. So
Something to think about.
Yep. All right, JPEG, you're up.
Okay, so this Guardian bot that I have, that I guess is my understanding, it's small little drone type robot that's got some kind of weapon equipped.
That's correct.
It's
Yes.
about 3 foot. It's a decent sized thing.
Yeah, it is.
I just posted the weapon that's added to it. It's got an assault rifle, 9 AP, 2d10 plus 8, 30 skill.
Splendid. I'm
Yep.
going to stay hidden
It's terrifying.
and have that thing zip
And it just
over.
uses the Guardian Angel stat block with those modifications.
Okay, yeah, I see the Guardian Angel stat block. So yeah, I'm going to have it zoom over there and fire away. You said there's 5 guys?
That is no. There's 3 that just walked in. So
Oh, 3. I don't know. I heard 5. Okay, 3. Well, then it'll just take and Mackey's action didn't get a specific one, did it?
No, I didn't hit anybody.
Okay.
I missed.
So then I'll just take whichever one's closer.
Okay. So yeah, I will say that the one is one closer to you. So if you want, so
Okay, yeah, he'll fire. What would I be using any of my own skills to control this?
No, it's got its own AI. That's why it's got
Yeah.
a skill of 30.
yeah, so that basically, so you're going to roll the skill on that if you want to.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Where's the skill?
Well, it should be on. It should be for the thing on itself, since. But you can basically roll into 30. So and actually, since it doesn't see it, I'm going to give you a +10 on that. So
cool. And I got 13.
13. All right, that's a hit. So, all right. They did not have a chance to see because they were obscured by their own smoke. So, go ahead and roll your damage.
2d10 plus 8.
Yep.
I end on 18.
18. All right. So that's 9 armor piercing.
Mm-hmm.
So they only absorb 1 off of that. So he's going to take 17 damage. That's like that goes over a wound threshold. So and that was actually that goes over almost gets you 2 wound thresholds. So but he takes a hit and is not happy. So I believe that. So all right, that's going to bring up the next one. So Joseph, you're up.
Okay, so what are these guys armed with?
They appear to be armed just with a heavy. That's like a medium kinetic pistol.
Okay. So they're. I've got multiple things based off of what the perps use, so I'm just trying to figure out what thing to use.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for the submachine gun then.
All right. So go ahead.
Okay. That is full auto, 39 for damage.
Okay, so you do hit.
The wounded one.
Okay.
Really? You didn't put that in the character sheet? I apologize.
Oh, it's okay. So.
Okay, AP 5. Uh, 23 AP 5.
Okay, so you did hit, and that was 23 damage total.
Yeah, 23 damage. Armor piercing 5.
Armor piercing 5. So all right. So With that, that means that, let's see,
Because there's
18.
no reason for me to put the armor piercing rounds into the weapon beforehand.
It's okay, so we'll work that. But pretty much that puts him down, though. So that's like one of the attackers is down, the other two up. That's like I'm gonna say because of the smoke, they did not anticipate this kind of attack. So they're gonna have to do a will save. See what happens. All right.
Okay, so I can get.
Okay. Well, damn. God, you guys on your rolling. One of them critically fails and runs from the room. But the other one is is being a little more brave. So he is going to go ahead and aim at you, Joseph, since you were the last one to take it out.
Okay.
He is at a negative penalty for -10 because of the smoke, but that will dissipate the next turn.
Yeah.
So kinetic weapons. And look at that, he misses by 9. So worthless as usual. So all right, we're back. We're up to the next actions. So outside that goes back to Neki.
Speed 2.
And speed 2. And what are you doing speed 2?
Okay. Can I fire my weapon more than once in a round this way? On different speeds? I can't remember.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
yes, you can.
Yeah. Equilibrium is all get out.
Okay. All right. So basically, the gun fires as fast as I am.
Yeah.
In that case, I'll put a short burst into the one remaining in the room. I'll do it to hit, which gives me a +10, which gives me a much better chance of doing it this time. Let's see how I do. 52 on 70.
All right, so that's definitely a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Again, this is biter ammo, so character sheet. Yay, playing games that I haven't had to run in a long time. So this is with 2 AP.
Okay.
And the total is 17 damage. 2 AP.
17 damage with 2 armor piercing.
2 armor piercing, yep.
All right, so, all right. That's going to hit him. So with that, that's injured.
Stitch him up a bit.
Yep, no stitching out that outside of it. All right, he's up. That will basically end the round. So does anybody else have speed 2 on their characters? Let me check it.
Okay, I'm trying to remember how the speed stat works.
Speed is the number of times you get to act in the round.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, so everybody takes their speed 1 action, and then everybody who has speed 2 takes a speed 2 action, and then everyone who has speed 3 takes a speed 3 action.
Yeah. And there's certain drugs in here like murder that can give you a 2 on it, but that's actively taking it and then having fun with it. So
I'm entirely tracking on that. I'm trying to make sure, so I'm not totally broken on this. So the Martian Ranger on the wiki says it has a speed stat of 4, and that seems really obscene to me. And I'm wanting to make sure that is
the maximum possible speed. So does he have the improved reflexes or reflex boosters or what have you?
That's why I'm confused.
Okay, let me take a look at that here because I have the Sunward book with me. So
thank you, because
that works.
I played enough Eclipse space to know that getting to speed 4 is really hard, and the fact that this pre-gen has a speed 4 makes me wonder if it's a different stat that I'm reading wrong.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at the Martian Ranger right now, and it says it's a speed 1. So unless okay,
no, I don't know.
Okay, well, let's take a look at equipment, light body armor. Gear.
There was nothing in the equipment that was letting me see that this was anywhere near that.
Yeah, there's no neurochem, no murder, no nothing.
Yeah, no, well, I'm not sure why they're giving you a speed 4 on that. I think that was
someone needs to email check.
Yeah, that's not corrected to the book.
So. Because other people are have the wiki page loaded right, and it says speed 4.
Yeah, I just pulled it up.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at like that ain't right.
So that doesn't make any sense.
I know that's not right because I've played enough Eclipse space to know that, and that's why I was trying to figure out if that was a different stat, and that's why I was confused.
No worries. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure what they've done.
I read the equipment list, and nothing in the equipment list was combat monster enough to justify that.
So fun, yeah, but yeah. So you're at 1 right now, so that will end the round. We're back on the top.
Actually, I have speed 3.
Oh, you have speed 3? Okay, no, you do. So all right, you have 1 more action then.
All right, I will put another short burst into the wounded one.
Okay, so one more bust, and then for your loads, go ahead and make your attack.
Okay. 9.
9. So, yep, that should go ahead and hit. So go ahead and make
Don't
your.
forget that they can fray, Aaron.
So I know they can fray. I'm giving you something here. So
Okay.
okay.
This is 15 with an AP of 2.
Yeah. All right, 15 with AP and 2. So all right. So all right, and yeah, he failed his fray, by the way. So all right, so 15 with AP on that. There, yep. That puts him down into the more injured category. So he is down. That's let's try it. If this one's alive, he is alive, but barely. But he is not giving you any fight at this point.
Cool.
So all right.
And the other one
So
ran away.
the other one did run away. So but you realize that you've had one. It's like a gas seeker that has been fired in here. So and anybody else. So this is possibly not a safe area as well. And there's a good chance the there's a good chance the Elysium forces will be coming at some point.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. No
Joseph,
good
So
things to happen.
Joseph, this
all
one has a
right.
query.
Go for it.
Can your associate move up the timetable on the delivery?
No.
Recommended course of action in the meantime?
Move, evade, escape.
Approximately 22 hours until access.
Is it 22 hours? I thought we got more sleep than that.
Oh, well, maybe, but not a lot.
Okay, Aaron, what's the timetable look like? How long are we looking to evade to hit our hard point?
Okay, currently right now from where you're at, it was actually through most of the night right now, so you're currently looking at a 4-hour window until you need to be until you actually need to be at the meetup point.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's
Okay,
not so bad.
that's reasonable. So we need to lose oversight, so we have a clean ingress to the point, and then we can get into the building. But right now we're under observation, and we need to ditch the observation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So with that
Browse?
being all right, so yeah, so basically you need to get over to another safe area you're going through. So, with what you have,
Mhm.
all right. I will say on the way out before you decide to make rolls to see if you can find another safe area or at least get another contact. Everybody can make a perception roll.
I like perception rolls. Does enhanced hearing or vision apply?
I will say advanced vision.
And what is the bonus for enhanced vision?
That's a plus
20.
20.
Plus 20. Oh, nice.
Yeah, and yet I failed anyway with an 89.
Oh,
58 under 70?
58 under 70. So, all right. For
Right now, I'm currently high on Clar, so my 64 makes it.
okay. So, all right. So it's like as you are moving forward, it's it's like both Joseph and JPEG, you're getting things out. You're making sure you're walking past the bodies. You see two separate things. JPEG, you look down and you are seeing 9 lives tattoos all over these guys.
Oh,
So these were enforcers from the looks of that. And that's actually again, it's not unknown for them to be everywhere because 9 lives, ew. But yeah, this is for this kind of a brazen attack. This is a little bit surprising for you.
now,
So
you said that one ran out the door, correct?
one ran out the door, yes, but you haven't been able to. You can chase after him if you want to, since you still have time if you want. But
Oh, if I did anything, I would have just sent my guardian bot to fly over and stun him with the eelware.
okay,
If he's within range or sight,
let's
I haven't
see.
lost him.
I well, once we'll do this, I'll give you one perception check to see if you might be able to track him down. If not, he'll be in the wind. So,
Okay.
all right. But for that though, we have. But for the other one, as you look down, you see that there was a pouch that was on his belt. That was it looked like he was trying to grab for it almost right before he got down, and it seems to have scattered off the floor, off to the side. And partially opening it, it looks like it has what looks like a nano bandage of some sort, but it has writing on the side of it that says just the word present.
Huh.
So, but they are down there, or it's like off to the side. So, are you picking them up, or are you leaving them where they are?
I'll pick it up.
Like you'll pick up the pouch.
The pouch.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, all right. So, you're picking up the pouch. So,
Well, okay.
okay. So in that case, yeah, you do have that. It does still have some of what look like the nano bandages with those word presents written on them. It's like, but you can't really tell anything immediately from them. So, what looks like?
Okay. While this is going on, Naki will like take a look around the room while we're getting ready to go. Deploy a cleaner nanoswarm and
Okay.
use profession forensics to make it seem like we weren't here, or at least
Absolutely.
that it
Go ahead and
wasn't
make
us
those.
that did this.
That's a good idea. Go ahead and make your rolls. So,
Okay.
oh, and if you want to go ahead and make your perception roll to see if you can track the other one.
18 on 60. So it's a messy cleanup, but
Okay.
seems like it'll work for now.
Am I using? Oh, I got 26 on the perception roll. And with this, is it my perception again, or the robots? The bots.
That would I will allow you to go ahead and use the bot. So for the
Okay.
Guardian.
Well, 26 is under that then. So 30.
Okay. So all right.
26 and
Yeah.
30.
Actually, I'll say that you just sent that out. Sent that out. You do see the direction that he was heading. Looks like he was. In this case, he was heading south, which is looking like it's heading towards where the Xperia building. It's like where the Xperia headquarters is.
Okay. Do I need a test to
So-
intercept and stun him before he gets there?
Yes, that will be if you want to step because he's going the back way, so he's weaving a lot of those. So I'm going to say that's let's see. Yeah. So where is the listing for that Guardian Angel?
Oh,
So
he was done in the robots.
I
on the
will. It's
mean,
in the big robots page. Let me link the wiki.
I had it up just barely, and I should know that he's using its chameleon.
I
whatever
got
it
it.
was.
So
Chameleon skin.
Chameleon skin, yes, to avoid obviousness.
5. So vehicles ground. Dwarf Net Guardian Angels. There we are. So okay. So with that, since the robot's on that, make sure this is a full. If this would be a piloting check to be able to do that. So
Oh, okay.
It's got its onboard AI, but the onboard AI doesn't have any skills over 30.
yeah, so I will try to see for the AI for that. So I'll just let you go ahead and for 30. So this will be 2-1. So 30 for perception to make sure that you can track him down for that, and then for the tag.
Okay, for the tag. Oh, 59. I do not get him.
Okay, so he slips, but you know the general direction that he's going in.
Which is towards Xperia.
Yes.
Because of course it is.
So, yeah. So they were sent by Xperia, possibly.
Maybe. We don't
Probably.
know. So possibly, probably.
As the cleaner swarm is finishing its work, Naki is like, this one suggests that we move promptly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to be moving already.
All right. So we have that in that's like turn. But yeah, you can go ahead and it's like it for you can go ahead. So we have a couple options here. You can choose to find another safe house until you have. You can go ahead and make your move to Xperia and see if see if there's more information to be gained because currently you've been attacked by somebody who's in league with at least 9 lives. So with that, That's like with all the other information regained right now, this might be Starcadian's other half. So
Yeah,
Do
because before the missile came in, it was saying that it hurt itself. So there's another part to this that is outside of the cage that was listening
he
for
heard
the cage.
himself. Yes,
that,
there's an errant fork.
that's
Uh,
but that's a little weird too. So because I will let me take a look, Naki, on this one. Let's see what are your academics in again?
Communications, cryptography, forensics,
Go ahead and
security systems.
okay. I love that you actually said that. So go ahead and roll communications.
Okay. At a guess, it's somehow quantum entangled with itself. 53 out of 60.
Well, that's a damn good guess, but also that's a little bit also frightening too, because who the hell has ever heard of an independent ego that is quantum entangled with itself?
not me.
Well, the funny part, yeah, like Naki kind of has a moment, lights up, puts up a finger, and puts it down,
Yeah.
and
Which,
says, bear with this one. All matter is information. Egos are information. Matter can become entangled. Therefore, information can become entangled. It is entangled with itself. He occupies two locations simultaneously.
and everybody can take a small little will check for that. So,
Yeah, that sounds like some Titan level bullshit.
That's will times 3, right?
yes, as will times 3.
Okay.
I got a critical success.
Oh, nice. That is awesome. Why wouldn't you like that?
I was going to say, keep in mind that Naki considers himself axiomatic. As long as there is a Naki, Naki is fine. So yeah, to Naki, it's like, huh.
No, that's a 94 over 30.
Okay,
74 over 30.
All right, that's just a fail. So, for since you've seen kind of it, but it's not at the worst thing Titan related thing that you're aware of. That's just going to take 2 lucidity. So, not
Okay.
bad.
Okay, remind me how the lucidity works. Like that's
Okay,
a
lucidity. Yeah, it's based like for that. It's kind of like the base level of insanity. So, once you reach a trauma threshold, so
my
if you
trauma test goes 4, so
yeah, so
I'm
if you reach that, then basically you take a trauma, and that will be a negative. It's like that will be a negative to certain skill sets. So
okay. So where my lucidity is 20, how does that play? Is it like
That's your
in this
total points.
that's your
that's my
total
max
points.
limit? So
Yeah,
the threshold is incremental effect, and the
yes,
total is when things go real bad.
absolutely yes. So that's
Yeah,
correct. So
don't lose
basically,
all of them.
yeah, that's the same thing.
Okay.
That's the same thing with your durability. If you reach a certain wound threshold with that, then that's like then it makes it even harder right now to be able to do certain skills. So
Sounds good.
right. Okay, so but yeah, that's that information is kind of fucking scary. So that they were able to immediately hit on that and think of it about for that one. So that being so and it does bring up one mind. I will say this is for free, everybody, for everybody. That's if something like that, if it's like if you have somebody with firewall knowledge that can communicate with itself, that's like across vast distances through quantum entanglement, and was already known for brokering information, that could be a big problem for you guys.
That is a large competitive advantage.
It
Now,
is.
my motivations, one of them's in techno progressivism as well as personal career. But those two, I mean, like gaining that kind of knowledge spreading, I don't even know what to. Anyway, I'll just.
Yeah,
I'm interested.
it would further both of those motivations, figuring out how it was done.
Yeah, okay. All right. That was my question.
It would
Okay.
also not make you friends with firewall.
No.
No,
I'm not
that's
saying not saying I'm gonna act on this. Just, that's
so,
all.
all right. So that being said, you do have the other context. So are you You saw him walking towards there, running back towards where the Experian office was. But are you going to attempt to try to, it's like go through there and see what's going on, make your attempt to get into the office early without the assistance of your friend, or go through another plan? Because you did pick up some other stuff from him as well. You have the present patches,
Hmm.
which we don't. You have no idea what those do yet.
Okay,
Or
quick question about what nano bandages normally do.
no, nano bandages are basically just what that is. They're a healing. They basically heal and adhere,
But
adhere and
Pocket full
heal.
of nano machines that basically provide like stitching and shock relief, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
are we assuming that these ones have a little bit more function than just healing?
might have a bit of murder in
Um,
them. We don't know.
if it's
So
if it's labeled, I mean, Naki doesn't care; he doesn't use them. But
Yeah.
so that's the question, Ranger. Like as we're leaving the hotel,
Mhm.
because we're going to need to do that in a hurry.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just thinking we'll do whatever we can to evade leaving too big a security footprint. But
Well, into the cleaner and
well, yeah, that helps with DNA, etc. But as we're on our way out, the question is do we now just make straight for Xperia and hope to outrun the security response, or
Well-
do we lay low and
they know we're coming.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they send their thugs to get us. They know we've got the Faraday cage. One of them got away to go back home and say, "Hey guys, we didn't kill them, so they're probably coming." So, do we wait and let them build up more defense? Do we act now while they're on high alert?
okay, we're gonna have a real hard time going loud into a building.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
So we
if we can get to the building, I may be able to. This one may be able to hack a path in for us until we get to the biometric locks.
Okay.
Also, this one has one of these and holds up a covert ops tool.
Okay, stealth is kind of an option if we have a way to disassociate ourselves with a burner identity and use the original plan, because they know they're looking for us at the moment. That doesn't.
Okay.
I've got a fake ego ID, so I mean I've got burner identity already.
Okay.
And you acquired one too, right?
Mine expired. Mine was only good for 24 hours.
Ah.
Yep. You can try to get for more ones. It might be a little bit more difficult. So, it might be a little more difficult or more costly to get that now. But you can make another networking check with criminals.
Okay. I oh, this is for right.
The main thing right now is we need to get off the grid in a way that allows us to get on the grid in the new identities.
Yeah.
Because even if we're going to do a frontal assault on the building, we still want to be off the grid enough to be able to do it without, walking up to the front door.
Okay.
Okay.
So regardless of what we do, we need to get off the grid first. Then we have options.
Okay. I'm good with networking criminal to get that kind of burner ID stuff going for all of us.
Okay. So, all right. So, if you're going to make that roll, go ahead and do your networking.
Okay. Reaching out to my contact Fizzle. Spending a moxie to flip it. So 58 under 65.
All right, that's a good roll. So, all right. So
Wasn't
what?
to begin with?
Okay, so we'll bring up. What's the name of the contact that you are getting here in Elysium? Is it the same?
This is I named him Fizzle just now.
Fizzle. Okay, so Fizzle.
Code
With
name.
working out. So we'll say this because every time. Let's for the backstory for this one. This Fizzle was actually one of the nightclub owners, but is also known for being something of a he's good for moving funds and money around, but is really bad about keeping his own or getting big on his terms. So that's why he earned that nickname, because every prospect he does just kind of fizzles out. So
I like
working
it.
from it, but you get him like, all right, hey, it's hey, JPEG, what do you want?
All right, we're gonna need 2 burner IDs. and a third. What would you need for the kite?
Oh,
Burner
also
ID
need
as
a go
well?
ID. No.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
3 IDs.
so what do you need the ideas for, man?
That's not. You're asking what they should have on them, or just why I need them?
Well, I only ask this because it it's kind of made an appearance that you've royally pissed off nine lives, which none of us want to be involved in.
All right, yeah, you're right. You don't want to be involved with Nine Lives, but there's other things that you don't want to be involved in even more. And I'm going to roll my persuasion here to convince you of that. That we've got something pretty big here, and Nine Lives is not your biggest concern. Your biggest concern is letting me get those burner IDs, do what I need to do, and you can go on living tomorrow as though Nine Lives is the worst thing out there in the universe.
So all right, so that's so you were gonna go with that almost sounds like intimidation. So
Yeah, I
that's
don't I don't intimidate so well.
yeah, that's a good line, but that's far more than the lines of intimidation. So if you're trying to bribe him or try to persuade, uh, let's see. If you're trying to persuade right now, that's going to usually giving him something that's worth his while.
Okay, I will definitely offer him some money. I don't know
Okay,
what his standard value of money here.
that's like, oh God, I can get anything I want on here. When it comes down to it, I have enough. It's like I have enough creds that I can do what I need to do. I'm gonna need a little bit more. It's like personal capital to be able to be it, so I can start on my new venture one. I'm starting a whole new club. It's just gonna be clanking masses only. That's what I call it, clanking masses.
I think
So
it's a swell name for a club.
it's
Oh,
they do not like it at Barstool. So yeah, with
oh.
it. So but yeah, if you want to, that's so go ahead and roll persuasion to see. Uh, and how much rep do you have?
Which type?
That'll be for criminal, so C rep. So
T rep 70.
70. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So, all right, game question then. So, what you were asking for there is more just that I pay with rep and not with credit.
Yeah, so yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So in game right now, reputation is the main currency. So that is the trust that you've put in to everything else. So because
Okay.
especially this is going in the post scarcity universe where it's like where everything can literally be printed on demand. So
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm still rolling my persuasion, but it's costing me rep.
this will determine how much reputation it will cost you. So
Oh, okay, cool. All right, yeah, then definitely Fizzle. I want to see the clanking masses be a realized reality. That's why I rolled a 9 under 60.
okay, so that is a success, but it's going to cost you a little bit more outside of that. So it's like, you haven't steered me wrong before. I'll give you this one. But to be able to get you off their radar, so they don't track you, because it's goddamn lucky they didn't do it the first time. I'm gonna need at least 20.
Yeah.
Ooh, gee.
You're lucky you're lucky I like you so much. Normally the going rate would be 50.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, 20 is worth it for the clanking masses.
So so all right, but you've gotten those IDs, so and you scrub them enough to be able to do that. Uh, with it. Although he does make you an offer though out to the side that if you're willing to pay at least it's like 5 to 10 more rep, he's willing to give you a little bit more information on what Nine Lives is doing, skulking around Xperia.
Oh, definitely 10 more rep.
Oh, go no, you pay for the good stuff, my friend.
Oh.
Mhm.
So, yeah, here it's like, well, what I was the weird thing right now is that apparently uh got they've taken a job right now where that's supposed to promise them, a lot of new ways to basically slice and dice an ego
Duh.
to be able to utilize it in their own way. Uh, the word on the street is it's actually able to pull up. It's like whatever Xperia has in there is able to pull up shit that that's like that you would. That's like that singular ego doesn't even should remember. So, but I don't know how.
What do you mean by that?
It's real. Basically, well, imagine if yourself, if you, it's like if you fork yourself over and you forget the fork. Rumor is it can remember what your that's like what your gone fork remembers.
Are you sharing this over the TACnet?
I am.
So
Nakimaton says, imagine being able to access 1,000 copies of yourself and access the memories of any of them.
Well,
yeah, so that's like that's which would make it invaluable for be able to figure out the information, but apparently it doesn't work in the ways that it was. So did you see some weird patches that were on these guys when they tried to gank you?
what does present mean?
Uh, don't know. I don't know if it actually does anything. It just makes who if you slap one of those on, it basically focuses you on a single goal, to the point where you can, for the most part, if you use it, you're ignoring pain, you're ignoring emotions. You have one goal in mind.
All right, that's some freaky stuff.
So yeah, it is. But at that point right now, I'm glad for the rep right now. It's gonna be able to make me a really club. Don't ever fucking call me again. So and he disconnects.
But I wanted to visit the clanking masses.
As
No,
he
you
uses
didn't.
what is a really racist term in the
Oh,
in Eclipse.
seriously?
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
that is.
Well, whoops.
So as you got a lot of people who were in either baseline case morphs who were coming from cold storage into indentured servitude, and it sucks.
Gotcha.
So yeah, at one point, yeah, read the main Eclipse Facebook on that. It's not friendly. So
It'd be a bit like naming like a post-Civil War bar like the slave trade or something.
exactly. So
It's not going to go over real well.
or the minstrel show or something. It's just going to be
yeah.
horrific. So, sorry, that was my point to show that this guy was a legitimate piece of
Yeah.
shit. So
Good to know.
But we have IDs.
anyway, all right, but yeah, you have different ideas. You've actually paid for a little bit, so these ones will actually pass muster with the Elysium. It's like the Elysium police force. So for that, they will not see you on that. Your faces are known to at least since that one guy away. You're probably sure that your faces are known at least to the other 9 lives. So
Mhm.
that's going to be a concern if you get in there.
Yeah.
So, but now that you know this, yeah, it's going to be through there. So, go ahead. So, what is your next plan?
Well, okay. What kind of morphs are we all in here? We got one.
I'm a splicer.
Okay, you're a splicer. You anything special as a splicer?
Just, mostly the basics. Ooh, I do have Ilware and endocrine control. Haven't looked at that. Enhanced vision, nanophages. Nothing
Okay.
significant, I don't think.
Because I'm in a frickin' stock Alpiner. There's thousands that look just like me, so I'm not too concerned about them knowing my face.
Gotcha.
We can blend. We can We have two options. We can isolate ourselves and hope that they don't find us before it's time. Alternatively, we can attempt to put ourselves in among a crowd and just increase the signal to noise ratio to the point where it is impossible for them to find ourselves.
Okay, so we're basically just needing to ditch the grid again, right? That's now that we have a thing to do on the other side, we still just need to ditch the grid, right?
Yep. We just have to disappear until it's time for the meeting.
Yep. So that's a good one. You can hide until it's time for you to be able to get into it if you want. Now that you have more information from Fizzle about how you were, that's like what apparently 9 lives is after. You can try to research that a bit more. You can that's like look into alternative information from Experian if absolutely necessary before you go in there. Or you do have that's like technically you do have a way to communicate or get more information from uh, a primary source, as you were carrying around
Oh
you
no.
were carrying around the
No.
stack. So, and I will bring this up that it's like you had it's like, that your friend in the box had little to reason to it's like to warn you about an incoming attack. So,
Yeah, that's a good
but
point.
but these are all choices that you can do. So,
Well, we talked to it. Is it going to just hear itself again?
It's
that's
possible.
it's a possibility, but you do have if you it's like that now that you have the bag over it, that's at least a stopgap. It has, and you have not heard it beeping since, or at least or Neki, you've not heard it beeping
Naki
in code.
hasn't heard it. Um,
So,
here's the thing: is what more information do we need?
it's like
Because
you.
as near as I can tell, mostly we need to get into Xperia and load this thing into a Farcaster.
Yeah.
Well, okay. All we need to do is we need to get it to Marlowe. What Marlowe does with it, that's on Marlowe. But that's our job is to, without being loud, get the package to Marlowe.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I will say, yeah, at this point, yeah, for the options, you've done enough to basically make yourself that's like hidden again.
No.
But
So
so you don't. So at least from and as far as you know, if you keep the bag, if you now that you have the more secured bag over, it's like over the Ghost Rider module, you should be okay. You think?
yeah.
But
So out of
so
character, I would say we kill the time. We get the ride that gets us into the building. We bypass whatever we can, and then figure out the biometrics when we get there.
okay, so that's good. So,
Yeah.
no, that's a good plan. And also, I was going to bring up too, now that you know this and you're seeing that some things are possibly being distributed from it, and you know that Xperia is also buying machines that are possibly related to this issue as well,
Mhm.
is that an issue where Firewall is going to be okay with those machines being left, acquired, or destroyed? So, and more information that you can get from that before you go into maybe either a benefit or a disadvantage.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
with it.
So
But I will say if you've chosen to hide, you can do that. It's a 4-hour wait, and then you have you have a chance to basically do one more round of research before you infiltrate.
Nobody in our little crew has any kind of demolition skills, right?
Nope.
no.
Okay.
However, I mean, we do already have a bunch of verifiable information. I've got eidetic memory, so
Yeah.
basically everything's automatically recorded, so I can upload that to Firewall. They can decide what they want to do with it.
Yeah.
And in fact, I'll take the time during the 4 hours that we're hiding to do that. I'll upload everything that's happened so far to a data drop.
Okay. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. That's a good
Okay,
idea.
make
I'll
sure
say
to
that.
include that we should have access to Marlowe at the end of the 4-hour window, assuming nothing goes pear-shaped.
Yeah, so because pretty much the big thing about it is getting inside because any kind of communication is not going to be available to the outside. Also, approaching her on the outside is considered a poor idea as that may not only expose your position to it's like to Starcade proxy the Starcadian proxy as it were, but also the that's
Yeah,
like any of the 9 lives that are looking for you.
we know enough about Marlowe to identify her, correct? Or it, or I don't
That's
remember.
correct. Yeah, you were given basic information, so you know. Yeah, I'll say yeah. You have you were proxy Pompeii went ahead and gave you basic information on who she is, where she lives, and whatnot.
Okay, so and I take it the assumption is that she will be present and available
That is correct. Yes.
when we get to Xperia.
Yeah.
So, all right, in that case, make sure that we all know what Marlowe looks like.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think that's it. I think we kill time till we get there. We get inside the building, and then we work it out as we go.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I'm good with
Terrible an idea as that sounds, but
so we'll go ahead and do
all right.
that. All right.
Yep.
So so that was what you were concentrating on. So and before you the kill time, since everybody has one action, Naki, you're doing the dead drop. So JPEG,
Yep.
Joseph, are you doing anything else before you go in?
that. Oh, I might need a minute to think if Joseph's got something first.
Okay. And if you're not sure about anything, if you don't come up with that, let me know and we can just do intelligence checks for ideas. So,
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'll do an intelligence check for an idea.
okay. So, all right. So go ahead and look on the intelligence, and that'll be times three.
Oh,
3 times
plus
cog.
9.
3 times cog. Yes.
Oh, that's intuition is what int is, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm like, that's
Oh, no
okay.
worries. Son.
No, we're good. All right, 36 under 45.
3645. That's an excellent success. So, I will. For this one, you realize that if you're going in there, your friend, your friend who's pulling you in may not be able to actually provide it's like the uniforms or the base
Oh,
IDs to get. He like I said, he's basically sneaking you in on the run, but you can either you might need another way to hide yourself if they decide to do that. So that's like you obtaining that, printing that,
okay.
or getting the information as necessary.
Could I get through my interest in black markets, passable IDs and uniforms?
Absolutely, that is an option. So go ahead and roll that.
Sweet. 22 under 65.
That is a critical success.
Woo!
Good
Yeah!
job.
Aha!
So you find the right person who is completely disenfranchised with Xperia. They had all of their particular rep investments that were taken out, so they are more than willing and are set at a low level desk job for the rest of whatever now. So they are more than happy to go ahead and say, you know what, fuck them. We're just gonna go ahead and have some fun today. So yeah, you have perfect uniforms and it's like ID and essentially Xperia, it's like ground level crew to or delivery crew, let's say that, to go ahead and match the black market IDs that you have. So good
Sweet.
job. So as long as you're hiding on a van and not really poking your heads out, you should be fine.
Sounds great.
All right. So that anyone, good job. And Joseph, anything you're doing before?
Actually, it's one thing, Naki,
Oh,
when we're ordering the uniforms, Naki will kind of
yeah.
look up from putting together the data package and say, request a case sufficient to contain this one as well.
Okay. So for that one, so yeah, it's not really. I'll say if you want to that you can go ahead and have. There's just a basic case morph if you want to
No, no,
use.
not a case morph, just literally like a Pelican case to
Oh,
stuff
Pelican.
Naki in.
Oh, okay.
So the two
Okay,
of them
that's
can just
fine.
walk
Yeah.
in with it and Naki's inside.
Okay, no worries.
Oh,
All
I
right,
figured
that's what
we
we're.
would dress you up as like a mascot and say that you're the observer because we're trainees.
Okay, either one will that work. I'll roll with that. So, okay. Next one on that one, Joseph. Were you doing anything before you were due?
Um, yeah, I'm kind of partial to this morph. I'm gonna try to put together an exit strategy for this building.
Okay, so you're gonna see about if you can case that beforehand and see if there's a way to get out if
Yeah.
need be. Okay. So, all right. I will say.
Do you want a profession law enforcement? Do you want perception?
Take a look for that.
Do you want smuggling routes?
Uh, Let me see what's. Let me check the character. I have it right here. So. Uh, I will give you profession smuggling routes since you're trying to you're finding a way back out. So
Okay. Uh, yeah, that is a 47 under 50.
or 750. So all right, with that, you can. It's like if with the information that you've been given from your other contacts, your who's getting you in, they let you know that there is it's like if you're physically wanting to get out of the building after this is all said and done, the best way to probably do that will be through a it's like waste chute that is set to basically go that will actually go back underneath and is set. It empties out into a recycler.
All right.
But you will have to make sure that that's off before you go in, lest that's like go out to become the new garbage cans that are going to be set around Xperia for the day. The
Sure.
alternate method, if you're comfortable willing to leave your body and there's no other exit, is working with your contact to potentially farcast out. And Firewall has provided you with with a safe link to be able to do so if necessary. But this is a burn after reading situation if
Mhm.
that happens. So, which means that you're giving up a lot of that, and especially if there's the issue of a Martian ranger's body being found in a corporation, that might bring up questions.
Yep.
So, but those are the two primary options, and the trash chute that you're looking for would actually be located adjacent to the it's like the caged off area of the research department
Makes sense.
that you're going to. So, all right. So for that, all right. So that pretty much brings up the information you have. Everybody else has. I'll say you don't have to worry about any ammunition that you have. You've been pretty much prepped for that. So
Okay.
it is the time. So your friend comes over with that's like with an Xperia hover van, ushers you in. So and you start pulling around from that. So I'll say that the way that it's created, it's actually one-sided paneling, so you can actually see out. You can look out of it without anybody seeing in.
Ooh.
So
Fun.
the Xperia, that's like it is protect armored, but Xperia does this when they have either uh, that's like different privateer teams that will private contractors that will go out and protect because they don't want somebody basically tagging them
Hmm.
on a regular basis with anything. So especially even if they get a sensor put on them at some point or tagged, they can see it and oh look, I blow this off. So all right, but that can once you're pulling up to the building, everybody can go ahead and make perception checks.
Enhanced vision apply.
Yes, you can put your plus 20 on that.
31. Success.
20.
All right,
17.
okay. 17. All right. So good. Average successes. They've so as you're going through, you notice a couple things that are a little off-putting just for the day because you assume right now this should just be a normal day. You see a lot of the normal traffic going around, general business people, bankers, and whatnot moving around. But at the same time, you're seeing a couple. It's like two sides of the street that look a little bit scarier. Uh, One of the sides, it appears, I'll actually, everybody right now seems to be a bunch of guys. It's like different, who appear to be in different various pod morphs that are just staring daggers at the entrance. So, and with the closest one for the 31, Joe, you actually notice that it's one of those guys when they turn. Um, he turned a little bit too far. That's definitely one of the Nine Lives tattoos. So
All right.
they are being a little blatant and brazen about this, which is weird. So so I will say that anybody with let's see, actually, our Martian Ranger, if you want to roll professional law enforcement,
Sure.
okay,
That's cool. That is a 66 under 70.
66 under
Ooh.
70, that's a critical success. You realize a couple things out of this. One, somebody has paid off that's like the Elysium police squad force.
Hmm.
If they are and they patrol this area heavily, this is where all the rich people are, this is where all the assets are. If they are been paid off to avoid this area, somebody must have given them a massive amount of money or done something to encourage them not to be here.
Hmm.
So this may be a large problem in the
Yeah.
end. So all right, but that's pretty much all you're seeing for the end. So you get up to the entrance. The it's like the guards look at you, look at that information. But since you made successes on everything, they just go like, "Yep, scab workers, get the hell in."
Hmm.
So, all right. But you were in the building. Your friend starts moving off to drops you off and moves off. And what are your and you're basically in the bottom warehouse on the bottom level of the building. So, uh, as I said, there was like 60 or 70 stories at the top of it with a that's like the middle area, and that's fully restricted. So you'll need to make your moves to be able to get up there quietly and effectively.
Okay.
So
And where are we meeting up with Marlo?
You have not contacted her yet, so she's waiting for you to be able to get that information through. So you're in the building now, so you can figure out ways to communicate with her
yeah,
legitimately or hacking into the system if necessary.
and I actually think that hacking into the system is probably the better idea, unless you
Okay.
two want to try and soch it.
I'm good.
I am insufficiently social, and we failed in scheduling an appointment with her. So,
Yeah.
so in this case,
I've got protocol. So we've got
there you go.
generic parcel that needs to go to her.
Okay, so
Perfect.
all right, let's see. And what's your protocol score at?
I've got it at 50. So those are betting odds.
Good chance.
Okay.
You
50,
got
and
Monty.
since you actually have since there again that critical success on that, I'm going to give you a +10 on that. So
Okay.
Nice. Hey,
I'm gonna moxie to flip that.
okay,
So that 94 is now a 49, which is just under my 50, which will do it. Or what? I
okay.
should have
So
gone up
base.
to 60,
And,
but
and the fun part is the package is me
All right.
because I'm in a Pelican case.
Nope, that's good. So all right. So you receive somebody at that's like at the base reception. So Xperia Corporation, we are we are the future for you. What can I do for you?
I got a package for a person. Um, Here, I hand them the information.
So so yeah, that'll leave for the comm sheet. They take that look around. Let's see. This is for Margot. Uh, Margot Taylor. So she's back up in storage right now. I think she's in today, but well, look, I'll. It's like I can't. The area she works right now is restricted. You don't have the access codes for that. So if you want to, I'll sign for it and keep her down and let her know.
I've got to hand to the person. It's the kind of delivery it is. I apologize.
Okay.
Can
So
you
all right.
escort?
All right. So let's see. This will be a persuasion check.
Oh dear God, I don't think I even have persuasion.
I do.
Okay. So
Well, you're the other person in the
if you
uniform. Use it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
No, you're the trainee, and like, come on, it's I'm new. I got to follow all the books. We can't just pass it off.
Yeah. It's important that we do these things right, and you don't want you to be a part of why we failed at our training and roll 77 over 65.
Dear God.
Okay.
Crit
77
fail.
oh, okay. So this will be a choice. How much moxie do you have left?
I got 2 left.
Okay, so you have 2 left. You can choose to let that remain a critical failure, or you can downgrade that to a normal failure.
I'm gonna let it remain.
Ah, dear God.
Okay, so you get yeah, that is she looks at you really suspiciously. Like, look, I understand that's like that you have to get here, but I don't appreciate the hard sale getting in here. We're a major corporation, and you are a contractor. So I'm gonna text. That's like I'm gonna take this package now. It will be delivered on my time, which will be whenever the hell I want, and you can get out of here before I call security.
From inside the box over the tack net. get her employee ID. This one requires her employee ID.
Is that something that'd be like displayed on a badge, or we'll have to ask?
No, that's easy. That's gonna be on that's gonna be on an AR tag, so you can
Okay.
get that easily.
All right. Yeah. We got it.
That is sufficient. Allow her to take possession of me, or this one.
I let go of the box and just it's all yours, ma'am.
So
Remain
she
nearby.
it's like yeah, she roll. It's like she rolls her eyes. And you guys, it's like so she the Naxi, you are or Naki, you are being taken. But I will say, yeah. I'll give you. Let's see. You know what? Both. Yeah.
I'm
JPEG and
pretty
Joseph, you
heavy,
can
so
go
it
ahead.
might be
You can
hard for
make
her to hold
a.
me on her own.
Yeah, she's gonna be holding it. But go ahead and make a quick perception roll.
Hot one.
83. I failed.
All right, so all right, so for that one, yeah, Joseph, you look around and you see that she is typing something in onto an AR display, and there are a couple of very, very large guys in. Damn, are those Fury morphs? Shit. So, who are starting to tag you while on walking on your way out of this office back into the warehouse. So yeah, that's like you're probably going to be asked to be out of the building. So and so this is going to be another choice for that. So we'll that's like I will let you make your decision on that. Naki. So you go ahead. That's like once you feel yourself being moved. So and I forgot. Did you have any lidar or any or T-ray emitters or anything?
I have a built-in T-ray emitter.
Okay. Remember, it is active though if you decide to use it. So
Yeah, but I also have sonar or echolocation and a few. I have a full sensor suite. It's actually a little
okay. So
ridiculous.
all right, and I'll give you for that right now. You can tell you that you're being moved off. So it looks like you're. It takes about 5 minutes, but you feel yourself put onto a conveyor belt, taken out, and being raised, and then stop. So echolocation tells you that you are now about 20 floors up
Okay.
in a waiting room. So
I will use my enhanced senses to listen. Is there activity in that room?
let's see. Go ahead and make a perception roll.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. 21 on 80.
21 on 80. Oh, yep. It appears that nobody else is in this room. But also from where we'll give your enhanced senses right now since you're electronic. You are now actually past at least this high up right now. It is past the first level of that's like of blockers onto the mesh. So if you feel it's like for this area, you technically can log on and see if you can communicate with Marlo,
Which
or
is
Margot.
what I will attempt to do. I have skin link, so what I will do is I will carefully let myself out of the box.
Okay.
Well, actually, I guess no. I mean, there's a mesh available, so I
Yeah,
will
there's mesh
interface with the
available.
mesh. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So all right. Go ahead and interface with that. So you've
So
looked
would I
that up.
use InfoSec because I'm trying to hide
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah,
doing?
you're gonna hide
Yeah.
infosec, so this will be a so this is going to be an opposed roll to see if it senses you.
Okay. 36
So
on 60.
6 on 60.
36.
All right. And it was all right. So and I have 17 over 17, so you got closer onto yours. It does not sense you. So
Okay. So first things first, can I figure out what room I'm in?
yeah, I'm gonna say that's a basic map. You are in a mid-tier mailing room, so
Okay.
that is set to actually for this level that is set to basically hand deliver the package
Is
going
Marlowe
forward.
present?
She is. She logged it. It looked like she logged in this morning at 7:35. Went into the took the floor up to the 70th lab there. She has not, but she has not come down since this morning. So
Okay. Generic company email to Margot, like to Margot's address.
okay,
But it will say, Marlowe, your package has arrived and is in mailing room, 21B.
okay. So all right. So you get that. You have that's like a response for the second. and it takes another one for a bit, and it asks another message comes to you, and it has a simple question: what do you do when the exterminator is late?
Burn down the apartment.
Yep. So
It's an old code, but it checks out.
yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. You were given access codes to be able. You were given a message saying meet on the 30th floor. Do not be seen. You will give an access code to the elevator. We'll take you up the rest of the way.
Okay. Being in the system, can I tell what kind of security they have?
For this one,
Between here and there?
well, from here, are you talking about actual surveillance, you mean?
Yeah.
Or just baseline security? Okay. So it's a hypercore, so it's basically everything state of the art. So if you it's like you can where your access right now, you can move, but it's going to be very difficult. If you want to, you can try to make an you're in the system for infiltration. You don't have full access yet because of it.
Yeah.
So you can try to make another one to basically make blind spots.
So I
But
can
it's
try
going
and subvert the system and become a
Yeah.
rolling blind spot.
Exactly. You're already in. You made you passed the test to get in, but to be able to further hack on that without being seen, you're gonna have to make one more check. And
Why
if
not?
you
I got
fail,
Mhm.
yeah, if you fail on that, it's rolling to detect you again. So
Okay. Well, you know what? I got 4 Moxie left. Let's give this a
All right.
shot. Yeah, fine. I got an 8.
All right,
8
an
on
8.
60.
Okay, so yep. So that's it. It is a success technically, but then it's
I've got the
we'll see.
thing I want, but I might have gotten caught doing it.
Okay. So all right. Yeah. Well, actually, I'll take that.
Oh wait, can I
Maybe.
spend a Moxie to upgrade a success to a critical success?
Yes,
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna do that.
Yes, you can. All right. Yep. Then you don't see it.
Screw
So
you,
you were.
society.
You saw the light coming back on for the detection, but it just shuts right back down. You're fine. So you can now move towards the elevator, free of any evasion, as long as you are not seen by anybody else. So
All right, I will. I will do my best to get there without being spotted.
okay. So we'll have you make one more check, and then go back to
For
the next scene.
fun, 1, I have chameleon skin.
Okay.
2, I have grip pads, so I'm going to move along the ceiling because nobody ever looks up. I've
Okay,
seen a lot
so
of action movies.
that's a plus 20 on your infiltration. So
Okay, so is that plus 20 plus the chameleon skin, or is that just plus 20 total?
that's your plus. That's the bonus you're getting for the chameleon skin and being able to top off that. So
Okay, let's see how I do on this. I think that might be good. Hold on.
okay.
1 second, because somehow in this build I failed to put points into infiltration because I'm an idiot.
Okay, that might make it interesting.
Well, crap. 47 on 45.
47 on 45. All right.
There's
So what?
nothing I can do about that, is there? I can Moxie to flip.
You can Moxie to reroll if you want. So
I will Moxie to reroll.
okay.
That'll bring me down to 2 Moxie remaining. But 30 is way better, so I'll
Okay,
take
that's
that.
a lot better. Yep. All right. So you basically managed to get past everybody else, going by several bored-looking workers and a couple of dickish-looking executives working around, and you wait for the elevator to come up for one of the other executives to crawl up and wait for them to exit, give the information, and now taking you to the top where you need to meet Margot. So, all right,
Okay.
so that's going to end for a second right now. Back down to the warehouse. So, all right, guys, yeah, you unfortunately the presentation, it's looking like they're getting ready to try to give you to the escort on outside of it. So, how? You know that Naki is still getting up there to be able to take care of it. So how are you going to keep yourself here?
Okay, so
I gotta. Okay, yeah.
I got a plan.
Cool.
Okay, so the Furies are coming up to us, right?
Yes.
Okay, I look at them, and I'm going to use protocol.
Okay.
I'm in an Alpiner, so I've got fast metabolism and planned obsolescence. So I can't hold it real well anymore, and I have to go a lot. So I'm going to be a bit. And, I'm just going to protocol this so that we can all be professional about this, and it's not really going to be a huge problem.
So, okay, when you say protocol, are you trying to get them to let them use you use the bathroom?
Oh yeah. I'm just, social, obligation. This is what needs to happen because we're all in a functioning society, and we understand that there's planned obsolescence and fast metabolisms, and some people have these problems.
Nice.
So, all right, what's your protocol at?
50.
I'm gonna allow you to do it, but at a -10. So
That's fine. They don't like me much.
like that's more of a persuasion argument, but I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Okay. I entirely get what you're saying, and I don't get to talk nice to people. I get to talk correctly to people.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you do that, but at the -10. So
Can I,
Fine.
oh, never mind.
Okay. That's dead on. That's a 40.
that's a perfect success. That one of the other guards rolls his eyes at you. It's like, God damn it! Can you fucking have fucking have a clean metabolism like the rest of the socialized universe? So socialized
I
universe.
just, give the shrug. I'm a working stiff. It's a government issued body.
Okay. Fine. What the fuck ever. One of them jerks their thumb off to the right that with down a hallway that is show where the bathrooms are. So
Okay.
they keep it for people like you.
Yeah.
So which works it. But you can go ahead. And that's a perfect enough success. Art. That's with that. JPEG, are you following it, Joseph? Or
Yeah.
You
Are
can
they
be
going to let me?
outside, dude. You're not going
Yeah.
to want to be in there. It's not going to be friendly.
Yeah, and I communicate that to the two security guys. Like, I've been through this before. We just want to give him his space. And, hopefully we don't have to call cleanup.
okay. So, all right. So you're going to stay out there with the Furies.
I guess so.
Because they're just they're kind of in there waiting for. They're going to be there to wait to see until he's done, so you can leave the building and be done.
Can I roll some kinesics to gauge their body language, attitude, to see how committed they are to this, or if they're just kind of like, this is a waste of our time?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Like how serious are they taking us?
Yes. So.
Okay. Kinesics is 65. I got 91. Nope, don't know nothing.
Jim Bean says you can take those guys on. Also, Jim Bean is a nanovirus, by the way. So
yeah.
He tells you to do really great things.
Yeah,
He's from Spain, Florida. Yeah, it's like, what? Yeah, these guys are completely terrified of you. So they're only just doing this because they need to save face.
Yeah. All right. Good. I can take this. We can just boss them around and let us through. There we go. All right. This is my internal monologue.
Okay.
I'm coming in there.
Oh.
So, all right. So, but at the point going back into the bathroom. So, Joseph, what are we doing in the bathroom? Did we think that far ahead?
I'm going to try to make a good cover story for this and buy time for my friend to get to the drop point, because that's the whole point of this ploy, is to buy time so we're still in the building in case something goes wrong.
Okay. So, all right. So you're just buying time off of that. So,
Did it happen again, Joseph?
Okay. So this is what I'm saying. Outside of it, what is your deception score?
I actually have a deception score. Unlike other things, I've got a 30. It's not great, but.
Now, can I be assisting him? Like, you can do assisted rolls, right?
Yeah. So what would you want to assist him with?
By, feeding the situation with talking about the last time it happened and, oh boy, the mess.
Okay, so all right, so I'll actually say, yeah. Also, Joseph, I'll say that gives you a +10, and if you want to sell it as much as you can at this point, that sell it. Tell me how you're selling this.
Is that
Okay,
me or Joseph? Oh, Joseph.
here's my
Oh,
thought. In
Joseph,
all
yes.
honesty, I've got medicine, paramedics. I've got my little maker on me, so I'm just gonna dose myself with some kind of nasty, fast-acting laxative, and just spend the next 15 minutes in here hating life.
So you're deliberately poisoning yourself to
I gotta sell
You
it.
are committed to your art.
um
My guy's got a certain set of skills, and he's not the best at what he does, but he gets the job done.
okay. All right, I'm gonna give this one to you for something. So let me take a look. Let me take a look at this one.
I'm gonna have to mute my mic for a minute or two here, guys.
No
Okay.
worries.
We might want to put something at the base of the bathroom door to block any seepage.
Okay, so your durability is 40, right?
I believe so. It's like one of my better stats.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that for this is still this is a deception skill for
Uh-huh.
this. For every I'll say every one no every one durability that you decide to put in, and remember you still have a wound threshold of 8.
Yeah.
That's gonna give you a plus. That will give you a +5 to your score this time.
Okay.
So you can decide how much this hurts you.
I'll spend 4.
Spend 4. All right, so that's gonna
Yep.
so that's putting you at halfway towards a wound threshold, but that's giving you a +20 to this.
My deception's not good.
All
I've
right,
got
so
to
but you
sell
you
it.
still have your friend, so that you were at 40, and now you're going to be at 60. So
Well, that was needed. There's a 53.
okay.
Ooh,
But that's still good. No, that was needed though to get that. That would have been a failure regardless. So,
Yeah. No.
um,
No. Yeah. Like I said, I got a set of skills. I'm not very good at them, but it's job done.
saved by the poo.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this right now. I didn't feel like I would ever run an Eclipse phase game where it felt like an episode of Arrested Development. But thank you,
You're welcome.
I'll
thank
take that as a compliment.
thank you for this. So, okay. So, yeah, with the look out there, you are regretting everything that you have eaten for the lifespan of this particular morph. So as you're going through, you have two Furies who are looking utterly disgusted and wondering why bathrooms are even allowed in corporations anymore. And back to
Irony isn't
Naki.
a thing. All right. So ideally, I managed to get off the elevator without sparking a riot.
Yeah, you're off of that there. So, um, you have you managed to crawl down the hallway too, where you're seeing another elevator, which is this is actually leading because you're almost at the top where it's leading off to the restricted area for research and development,
Okay.
and you see a fairly thin blonde-haired woman who's actually looks like she's in a sylph morph. So, very high one, very expensive.
Mhm.
Uh, it's like looking at your direction, so you can go ahead and make a perception roll again.
Okay. 66. Does enhanced vision or enhanced sound apply here?
I would say hands physically to you, dude. If that does that put you over?
That's a
Okay,
critical success.
that's a critical success. So, yeah, as you move or forward towards your, because I'm assuming you have not taken off your chameleon cloaklet yet.
No. No.
You notice a couple things from the enhanced vision before you get near her.
Mhm.
One, she is staring straight ahead. She
Okay.
is not her vision is almost it would almost seem glazed over if she weren't so laser focused at the end of the hallway where the alternative elevator is, the one you
Okay.
just exited. Two, since I'm going to say that since you got the critical success on this as well, you actually see that she's mouthing something over and over and over again. And this, what is happening is that this she's just sees what she's saying to herself or to whoever is there, and you're starting to pick up is say hello, bring him on the elevator, don't worry. Say hello, bring him on the elevator, don't worry. Repeating
Okay.
just ad nauseum.
Do I still
And
have TACnet with the other two?
yes, you do. This is actually yeah, I'm gonna say you do just because you infiltrated, you managed to get the one, so you've managed to find a hole in the mesh
Okay.
security, so you can send a message back to them.
Okay. How am I going to do this? All right. With the access to the system, do I know what floor the Farcaster facility is on?
That top floor. So, oh, sorry, that's gonna be the side floor. So,
Yeah.
it'll be the same floor as the research and development. It's basically just it's on a side area outside, so you can easily get to it.
Okay.
Imagine like an outcropping or an awning that has that on there. So,
Yeah. No, it's too bad I'm terrible at lying. Okay. I will send her another email.
okay.
Just
All right.
thinking
So,
about this.
all right. What are you sending in that email?
Yeah, it's. I will send her another email. Change of plans. Change of plans have to access by rooftop.
Okay.
Meet there ASAP. So, and then we'll see how she responds to that. Because if she goes to go into the elevator, I'm going to try to get in there with her.
All right.
Terrible idea, but let's see how this goes.
All right. So, all right. So you have that. So you do send that email.
Yep.
You see that it is. You see that she does not respond to that. So she's just still standing. It's like so as she's standing laser focused back, not saying anything else. And it takes about a minute or two, but you hear the elevator go off, and you see what looks like what's like an individual in what appears to be a basic splicer walk out. He has a hood over a darker hoodie over his face. Just saunters up to her, reaches on her back, around the back of her neck, taking her hair, and pulls off what looks like one of the nano bandages that says "present" on it.
Ah. While that's going on, is it possible for me to try to get into that elevator?
So, you can try to make an infiltration. Yes.
I'm going to attempt it. It's a
Okay.
terrible idea, but I'm going to do it anyway.
All right. So,
33 on 40.
are you kidding me?
Nope. I
Uh,
can screenshot it if you want.
oh, I believe you. So let's see. All right. So, nope. Even with enhanced senses, damn. So, uh, but yeah. So you are going back. I'll let you know that you could see what's on there. He's lying another one to the back of her neck. It says, and as saying, uh, meet on the roof and bring. It's like bring down to the research lab.
Okay, over the TACnet, I'll say the bandages subvert biomorphs.
Okay.
So
And she turns around and starts walking back from there, and you see him going. It's like going right back into the elevator
well,
with
hold
her.
on. Before he gets into the elevator, I want to hit the button for the top floor and then close the door.
Okay. So
So I'm hoping to get the elevator going up without anyone else in it.
okay. So all right. So you're gonna do for that. Uh, okay. That's gonna. I'm gonna say that's gonna be a dex check.
Okay, so
So
somatics
yeah, that's gonna be a
times 3.
somatics check. Somatics check times 3.
Sweet. Somatics on this thing are reasonably good. Just give me a second. Psalm of 25 in this thing.
Okay. So that's
44.
dear God.
You gads.
All right. Yeah. No, you get
I
on.
am going to do.
So and
I am going to do something I learned from the. Well, actually, so ideally he doesn't see me. Like the elevator just kind of goes ding, and the door closes behind him
so
before he can get on.
all right. Yeah. So no, you managed to do that, no problem. And actually, you catch the one thing that was going to happen before it because as you were going through, even though it's in you turn around and you feel something shift in your compartment and you realize that the way that you were moving around
Mhm.
was about to cause part of the Faraday bag to untie.
Oh God.
But you managed to catch that just in time and see his surprised look as the door closes.
Okay.
So,
Over the tack net. This one is facing imminent destruction. Will attempt to complete the mission beforehand,
all right.
and I'll
So,
relay the last few seconds of footage to those two so that they know what's going on.
Okay, I've muted my outgoing on TACnet because nobody wants to see this. And I will text message buying time. Will exfiltrate building once mission is a success.
And that's, I guess, the other question is, as the elevator gets to the top floor, Aaron,
Mhm.
assuming it gets that far, I would like to trigger an intruder alarm on the restricted floors once I'm off the elevator.
okay, we'll get to that here in a second. So,
Yeah.
but we will. Yeah. So going back to downstairs. Yeah, that's your. Uh, Joseph's giving it all one for her, and um, let's see. The next one for there, JPEG. So, what are you doing?
Well, okay, is he still in there?
He is still in there,
So
causing a. There's
I've
a storm
had
raging within him.
yeah, yeah. So these two guards, they're here. So I've got a captive audience because they can't just leave us alone. So I'm using this to kind of just I well, my goal is to kind of let loose my complaints about having to work with this guy and all this as a way to just kind of break down their interest in me and convince them to just leave us alone and I'll take them back and you guys, we're not worth your time. Would that be deception?
It's like normally that would more be persuasion instead of deception
Oh,
because it's like obviously, but go ahead and before you consider, let's before that's ever attempted, make a perception check.
oh yeah, I can do that. Enhanced vision.
Yeah, yes. So that's actually,
Okay.
actually this is in hearing. So if you have enhanced hearing,
Oh, I don't. I'm gonna spend a moxie to flip my 71 to a 17.
oh, okay. So all right. So that's is that your lax moxie?
I got one more.
One more. Okay. So you do hear that so you're about to go into your great spiel about how you're really on their side and you hear a noise coming from it's like you actually hear them lean into it's like their internal comms because they actually just for a second and hear them whispering to each other going, "Oh god, those shit that's like those shit heels outside or start it's like apparently trying to do this and they push past you going towards the
Oh,
door and it's about the time where they reach it where they reach it where they are all blown back as
oh,
apparently two heap seekers the seeker heaps just hit the door
oh.
and you see a row of about let's say 10 of the very it's like very very friendly nine lives in it's like thugs step through the door with a variety of different kinetic and seeker weapons.
Jonathan, I hope you're done. Pull up your pants. It's time to go.
So yeah, so let's take a look for that. Our two friend furies, they are okay, but now they're getting up and setting from here. So you can have the decision: are you going to engage in combat, or are you going to figure out a way to get the hell out of here or assist these guys?
Run.
Okay.
Okay. So these the nine lives are coming from the outside, forcefully making their way into the building.
Hmm.
So I'm assuming that there's a little bit of chaos ensuing that might be an opportune moment for us to just bolt through the office building while criminals are shooting things up.
Okay, yeah, I'm using the distraction for that, so I will let that. If you're wanting to do that, I'm going to say that's a flight check to be able to do that. So that's there's no deception of having to running from a panicked attack.
Flight
So
check is that flight a skill?
yes, it is. So it's built into somatic, so it should be there.
Okay.
Let's see. So,
I don't have that skill, so I'd just be rolling my somatics.
And you went
no,
free
no, you
running?
do. So yeah, I'm looking at your character sheet. Right. Let's. You should have some. You should have flight. Everybody has
Oh,
flight.
I have free running. Is that?
Free running.
Flight is straight coordination, I think.
Oh
If
wait,
you
you're
don't
right. I'm
have
sorry.
the
I'm
skill.
sorry. I regret that. Free running is what you need to do. My apologies. So
Okay.
go
All
ahead.
right. All right.
Flight is straight som. There we go.
Yeah.
Nope. 80.
Oh,
Okay, so that's gonna go through that. So, all right. So yeah, it's not a critical failure. You're just still in the line of fire. So next round you'll get one more turn to do that. And Joseph, I'm gonna say this is your turn for get it leaving your leavings. So. So you've take I'll take that one. You've taken the damage, so you can decide if you know what the plan that you were going through is. Are you going to try to go help him or just make a free run for the office?
GTFO.
Mm. Um. Okay, I kind of think we need to stay in the building until the mission's over. Because if something goes wrong, if we're outside the building, we're humped trying to get back in.
Yeah.
So and yeah, it's absolutely a shit show at this point. So and having
Okay, then my plan is to try to get to one of the evac points because they're probably going to be one of the few safe ways to get out of the building.
okay.
All right.
So you technically can't. It's like the chutes run out all the way from here if you need to get out of there. Although one of your partners is still up in the main building on his own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
If I can see over TACnet, like literally the message you'll get is you know, oh, I'm trying to think about this. You can't contribute to the mission's potential success from where you are. So evac or like either evac or provide distraction.
Okay, so the building's been breached, right?
that is correct. The warehouse is being breached. So supposedly you probably will have other Xperia security coming in, but we don't know
Okay.
what that time frame is. So
So, okay. I should know standard protocol at this point with my profession, law enforcement. Most of the elevators will get shut down, right?
yes, that should lock. Yeah, I will say that's a freebie. Most of that will lock down as a security precaution.
Okay. So, me and the other guy just need to get to an elevator shaft, and we'll climb to somewhere functional up the shaft.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, that works out. So I will say that you will you can go ahead and have one free running check to get to get over to JPEG,
Mhm.
and then you can let's see, and then I'll give you one more somatics check to see if you can pull them up and escape from there. So
Okay.
otherwise
I've
you'll be
also
in the middle of
got mountaineering to try to carry him along with my grip pads.
okay, I'll allow that. So
All right.
Okay, I got not 6 on the free running to get to him.
okay, that's enough. So it's not perfect. It's a little bit odd,
Yeah,
but
well, there's like incoming fire and seekers and stuff, so just getting there is good.
yeah. All right. So and yep, go ahead and make your somatics check if you're using mountaineering, right? So
I think, yeah, and there we go. That is a 35.
all right, so that is enough to basically get you out of the line of fire as it starts. You're seeing other Xperia guards rushing in there. it's like past you, but you are no longer the concern. Uh, the front desk person who was kind of giving the rough eye is out of there. So, and let's say, and there is one of the elevators that is, it's like that is currently it's like it's down, so you can open. If you want to buy there, I'll say it's an easy one to bypass to be able to open up if you need to physically and just get up there, since nobody's the system is locking down from down here, so it's not really as a concern if you're just getting into a shaft.
Yeah,
So
I've got a utility tool. My thought is just to jimmy the access panel to get the door to open and climb the shaft with my other sentinel.
okay, let's see. So, do you have hardware electronics?
Oh, that would make so much sense. I don't think I do. No, I don't. I'm just gonna have to force it.
Okay,
Uh,
so if you both want to work together, I'll say it's one. It's a you can do it. It's just going to be hard. So somatics check, successful somatics checks for the both of you.
Okay.
So that'll be somatics times 3.
All right. I failed. 58 over 45.
Okay,
I got a 51 under 75.
275. Okay, so it'll take one more turn to be able to get through that. So and you'll have to make at least one fray to be able to make sure you're not getting caught damage. So
Okay.
we'll come back to you in a second. So all right, Naki.
Okay,
Uh,
so I'm guessing all hell breaks loose while I'm still in the elevator.
Yeah. Well, you actually it's like once it does, because it actually was going to the roof
Mhm.
because it was because Starcadian, who you're presuming was seeing that you're going through there. So it stops, but as luck would have it, it's on the level with the for the research and development lab. So so if you, right now everything's shut down to lockdown and you're trapped, so you have another option. So you can try to cut your way out through hardware electronics to override it that way, or the systems are still on, so you can try to infosec it and see if you can get out that way.
No, nano tools and electrical sense gives me a pretty
Okay.
good hardware electronics roll.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
So this will be with an effective skill of 85. I got a 15.
15. Okay,
Yeah.
that's enough. So yeah, you managed to jury rig it.
Nessie's fine here. So
Okay. All right.
all right.
So as you open it up, you actually do see that you open up the room, and you see a very sterile room that apparently has 3 large cylinders in the center of. It's like in the center of the building in somewhat of a triangle formation,
Okay.
and in the center of that appears to be it's like appears to be an ego transfer. That's like table.
Okay, like an
So
ego bridge.
yeah, an ego bridge. Excuse me. So it's like an ego bridge, and it looks like that there was another. It's like that in the middle, on to the top of it, appears to be a one of the Fury morphs that was that seems to be Xperia branded. So
Okay.
it appears to be a blank as far as they can tell.
Okay.
But these all of these cylinders apparently are connected to it. So it that's like each one of those. You can take a closer look or try to get more information off those if you're looking around. So I'll say,
Okay.
um, actually, in this case, you can roll your psychosurgery skill to get a little more information on that.
I will use my second last moxie to flip that and make it a 37. So I
Okay.
succeed.
Excellent. So, as of these cylinders, you're looking. It seems to be some sort of odd processing server bank that, or more important, or more accurately, a server that's running a symbol space that has an individual ego attached to each of these. So, and each of these are listed in a specific way. The first one on the left is marked C past. The one to the next to it is marked C present, and the one at the head of the chair or the bridge is marked C future.
Oh, that's
So, and
fantastic.
all of these are marked, and all of these you might so are see. It looks like they've had better days. They're pretty battered, and all are marked as cognite. So,
Okay.
and around this at the time, you actually do hear another. It's like as you're looking at these and seeing this around, you see the door off to the left-hand side, which is leading over to the Ego Bridge, and also at the same time, you're hearing rapid fire beeping coming from the bag.
Yeah, great. Do I see the way to the Farcaster facility yet?
Yeah, it's in the door to your left.
Okay. I am going to move through the door to my left. As I do so, I'm going to deploy my Bug Hunter Swarm,
Okay.
which will hunt down and destroy all the sensors in the area. And
Okay.
yeah, I want to get to that Farcaster. I might talk to it before I Farcast it, but I'm setting up that Farcaster first.
Okay, so yeah, so you'll have to get there. The door is locked at the moment, so but go ahead and so I'm gonna say you're gonna take care of that. It's a matter of time that you're
Mhm.
working on is to get it in there. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. Does sound or visual affect this?
I'm gonna say this is sound since you're although unless you're just doing a T-ray emitter right now and bouncing it everywhere as you go. So
No. 73 on 80.
73 on 80. Oh, good. So really lucky. It's about that time where you're working on it. You have the door almost open, but you hear footsteps behind, very close behind you. So,
Okay.
and because you made that, you actually do get a fray check. So
Yay,
this is
fray.
opposed.
Yup.
So you at least get the chance.
Is this a melee fray, like full fray?
This is a full fray. Yes. So,
48 on
and this is
60.
going on 40 on 60. Let's see what we
Yeah.
got.
So I haul my head out of the way before the Fury tries to smash it into the door.
Okay. He got a critical
hope.
success.
Oh,
Okay. So apparently not then.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I'm
this
going to take that hit. That's going to suck.
All right, so but it is not physically damaging, but
Oh.
it makes it's like but it as you were touched. So you look at the it's like you see Starcadian, he's a basic splicer, but he's just staring daggers at you and he looks at you and says one word, remember. And it's at that moment where you're taken back to another point and that you didn't really think about in life. You don't really remember this, or it shouldn't be, but it seems at some point you were at like you're on a mission for firewall. It was actually through a gate. It was a gate crashing mission. You don't know what was going on, but all that you remember is seeing something in front of you. It looks like it was human, but it appears to have some sort of that's like some sort of different hairy tick. That's the only thing you're the insect that you can really bring up growing out of its back and lurching towards you as the rest of this splicer morph's appendages are morphing into different things the appendages, and as you're going back you realize that the morph that you're in, this it's just a basic case, is scrambling backwards as it hits you directly in on the case and you black out just screaming at this thing. Go ahead and take let's see where's your that where's your yeah, you're right.
Lucidity is 40.
I don't like this this page. You're right. Where's your lucidity?
It's 40.
40. Go ahead and take a hit of 10 and
oh,
take
Ouch.
a trauma.
So that's that's a trauma, all right.
Okay.
Okay.
So that takes you out. And when you wake up, it's like basically you're out for that moment too. And when you're coming back up, you see that Starcadian is wandering over at that's like and has the bag in his hand with the Ghost Rider module.
Okay. Called shot.
Okay, that will be at. So you do have one trauma though.
Yeah, minus 10
So
for the trauma. I'll turn on my emotional dampers, which I think let me resist one. Or I have
okay,
something that lets me resist one trauma.
okay.
Give me one sec.
All right. So you can I'll say you can activate that. So you'll make your shot here in a second. So we'll go back downstairs. So, all right, Team Elevator Shaft. What are you doing?
Did we make it? Did we make it to the elevator shaft, or we have one more round?
For that one, it basically just took you one more. Oh yeah, so this is going to be a fray on both of your sides, just to make sure you don't get hit, and then
Okay.
you can make mechanics checks to get up, to start going up.
Okay.
So
I got a 245.
245. All right, that's enough.
I got a 21 under 50.
2150. All right, so that's good enough. So you managed to dive behind a errant like glass that was there. So an errant cart, and you see waves going over. You see one of the other Xperia guards get flung over off to the side, but and drop the machine gun that he has. But you're okay. So the elevator shaft is open. So if you need to, you can climb, but it's a hell of a climb up. So to do that, if you can figure out another way to rig this on any kind of manual, you might be able to write it up. So
What skills would be there for that kind of technology stuff?
okay, let's see. Like the hardware electronics is one.
Oh,
Although, do either of you have infosec?
I do.
I
Okay,
don't. That is not
all
my
right.
skill set.
Okay, what's your infosec at?
40.
40? Okay. You realize everything's in a lockdown at the moment, so it's going to be difficult, not impossible, but
More
it would
difficult than
be.
climbing?
That's true. So, also remember that you can ask your muses for assistance if need to.
I would love to.
Okay. So we have. All right. So I'll allow that for +10. So go ahead, and this is just a hardened check, so you only have to worry about reverse. So
Okay.
go ahead and make it.
29 under 40.
29 under 40. Okay. So that's going to be, yeah, that's enough of it. So you managed to get in, override the basic elevator control since you're on the top of it, and you can ride that up. So you guys are fast tracking on that. It's only
Woo.
going to go as far as Naki got the first time. So
Oh.
that will get you up there. So if it is available to get you there, you're gonna have to find a way to communicate with it. Oh, by the way, that's like since you did have the, I'm assuming you still had everything open in the excuse me, in over in the TAC net
Hmm.
while
Uh-huh.
you're going through that. I'm gonna say this right now. You're writing about halfway up. When both of you don't see what Naki sees. He's not broadcasting, but he's broadcasting back a whole lot of pain.
Oh.
So,
Oh no.
so this is a will check to resist that.
Okay. That's 3 times will.
Yes. So
15 under 30.
good. So
I got a 28 under 30.
all right. So good. All right. That's actually excellent. So you managed to resist it. You only take 2 lucidity from this because it was so off. But otherwise, you managed to get up there, and you are now on the hallway of the elevator. You actually the hall with it's like where they were leading from it. So,
Okay.
all right,
That brought me to my
reverse that
first.
rep.
That brought me to my first trauma threat hold. So I'm at -10 on everything.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, unless you have emotional dampers.
I don't.
okay, I'm confused on this point. Are we going with like an RPPR house rule here? Because normally you only take trauma if you take your threshold in one go.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Oh, it was one go. I am so sorry. No, that's me. So I'm sorry.
cool.
It's been a
No,
while since
that's
I did
fine.
that. So.
Ross intentionally made the game harder when he ran you guys through no evil.
So I'm getting to that. So all right, yeah. So but all right, yeah. We'll work on that. So,
All
um,
right.
so but yeah. All right. So you were going ahead to that. Starcadian does have his back to you. So,
You're talking to me
or
now?
yeah, Naki. So
Okay. Called shot, fully automatic. Biter rounds. I am going to attempt to saw his arm off with the gun.
okay. So you're gonna try to get that off. So
Oh yeah.
he seems to be distracted by his one. So
Yay! That might give me a chance. So I did forget that I have a smart link on this, but that's taken care of by the called shot, so it's 50-50. 36 out of 50.
all right, 36 out of 50. All right. So I'm gonna give him. He will have one chance to see. So he fails that miserably. So and he is only splicer. So what is the damage off that?
1 sec here.
You get an extra D10
30.
for over 30.
What was that?
You get an extra D10 of damage for success over 30.
Oh,
Yep.
Jesus. Okay. 39, 41.
So you do. It's like all right. So that goes out. Um, so yeah, it at this point it basically just saws his arm in half as that was going through, and you do take the one that was carrying the it's carrying the module. So
Okay.
it goes scattering off to the corner. It does open up.
Mhm.
So it's you see it's out of the bag from that, but you just see Starcadian looking at you with abject fury and horror in his eyes, and all he's saying is, "I'm not stopping this when I'm this close to having all of it, every bit of information I've ever wanted. Don't you see that?"
I will unload the other half of the clip into him.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, he's monologuing. So go ahead.
47 out of 50.
Or 7 out of 50. All right. Go ahead and roll the Lex damage.
Okay, so sorry, I have to do. That's the button. 29. Oh, plus a D10.
29 plus a D10. All right. So
34.
34. Okay. So, all right. So at this point, yeah, you don't even have to worry about it. So he was not wearing any armor. So
On speed 3, Mackie throws the gun and dives on the Faraday cage. Is that door open yet or not? It's not. I'll hit it
Yeah.
with the covert ops tool.
yeah. So nope. You've heard it on that one. So yeah, you take it. You don't even have to worry about that too, because once you get to that, you actually see the link come back on for
Okay.
the one, and it's the yellow for the it's like what you appeared is the port that Cyrock was going through.
Oh, okay. All right. But yeah,
So
I'll open the door as
okay.
quickly as I can.
Yep. So you don't. Yep. You link that right now. It opens up. Everybody, JPEG and Joseph, you actually see that the node is digging off. So from the bottom, and the elevator opens up, and you receive a message through Naki on the TACnet saying it's okay to come through. And you do give the codes out for what that is, so it's pretty much trusted at this point. So
Yep.
Okay.
all right, so you get up there. No worries. We've had this for that. Sorry, just one moment. All right. But we took. So you get up there. You see the glorious mess that was Starcadian, and everything else that was described.
Yeah.
So and the message, the open port for it's like the port message for on the Ghost Rider module is still blinking. So, but also if you want to open that up or contact that.
I will.
So,
yeah.
all right, you open it up, and actually now that you've taken out the bag of the box, the holographic projection over it pulls up, and everybody can see it. It's the Cyrock. Like, is everybody okay?
Degrees of okay.
That one had an accident pointing at Starcadian.
Oh,
So
he
did
did.
that one.
He did. And all right. Actually, it looks over to Joseph. You you still have that bag?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to take one of the knives, if you have a knife on you, and dig the stack out and put it in the bag. Don't touch it.
Sure. Yeah. I'm assuming we need to destroy the body, right?
So, body's not really a worry in the case right now. That's like that's going to be somebody else's. We need to get the stacks away.
Okay. Yeah. I'll pick up the Faraday bag and grab a knife. It's not the first time I had to pop a stack.
Okay, so yep, you go ahead and do that. I'm not even gonna say it's a trauma, but you get that out, and you find out the other one of the other ones that you pull it in from there. There's only one stack in the 3 cylinders. There's only one other stack there. So, but Cyrock asked you to pull that out.
Yep.
And they've met. it's like, and they lead you over to the farcasting facility. All of that is open. You actually saw that. It's like that Margot actually managed to actually had everything set up for the broadcast going out.
Oh,
So
that's convenient.
yep. So that was already taking. It was there, and you actually see that there are three. Um, it's like there are three bridges right now to be able to for egos for the cortical stacks to broadcast them out.
Okay.
So
Somebody better at programming than me. Double check the destination coordinates before I load these things in.
Would that be infosec or is that not enough?
yeah, you can go with infosec.
Okay. 35 under 40.
Okay, 35 out of 40. All right. So Dave, that's like they look down there. Data not found.
Uh,
So
huh.
at that point, Cyber picks up. Oh, sorry. You're gonna have to plug me in first.
Huh.
So, and you see that he goes off, and you see the second. It's like what you actually see the Ghost Rider module open up, and there's actually two. You see that there's actually two slots in here. There's a second ego in there outside of the Starcadian one.
Oh.
That'd
So
be the
we're
Cyrock
for
one,
that.
probably.
So, and it's just kind of waiting there patiently for you to do that.
Yep.
Let's do
Plug
it.
them in.
All right. So you plug that in. So you it's like, and at that moment, everything quietly. Everything just kind of hums to life in this with on the broadcast facility. So and feminine voice, not it's like not Pompeii comes up. Do you have the three? Do you have the three fragments?
Three.
Yes.
Okay. It's like good. You need to place them on here, and it's like place them on here afterwards, and then you see a slide up a wall that it looked like a whole wall slide up, and you see three ego bridges hooked up to another Farcaster.
Um, Dumb question, but it's been a day. Can I get an authentication code before I do this?
So it's like certainly, and it rattles off a full authentication code,
Does it parse?
and
Does my muse translate it as good firewall comsec?
um, it actually presents a message to you all. Well, at this one, information. That's like information. Promethean. It's like Promethean Augustine.
Oh.
Oh, that's above my pay grade, but I think that works.
This. That's like this. That's like this. That's like Proxy Sarcadian. That's like managed to find a segmented portion of Promethean Augustine, and attempted to use it in order to retrieve. That's like backlogged memory information. That's like from previous firewall agents for his own purposes. This could not stand due to continuing threats from X threats. Uh, thank you for your cooperation and service. But currently, right now, all the information must be transmitted off, and this area must be sterilized. You will proceed to the bridges where you will. That's like where the information will be stored on. With me for that's like for this area, you will be transferred out without that to new bodies, payments, and new morphs.
I really like this one. It was almost
Affirmative.
paid off.
uh,
It's like thank you for your service to Firewall. So, and that's a shut, and you see a countdown leading up. So, you need to get into your chairs. So, all
yep.
Take a seat.
right. So you link in, everybody blacks out. So, and now for the epilogue. So all of you in different areas on that's like on the Bersumian plains. I will say, Naki, where are you located?
Probably reinstantiated as info life.
Okay, just
Loading
space,
the seat of
just info life.
information,
So,
waiting
okay,
for his
probably.
opportunity to experience meat space again.
Okay, so yeah, you'll probably be. I'll say that you're working off of Luna with one of the Argonauts. So, and Slug and oh, sorry, with JPEG, where are you at?
I we'll say somewhere seedy.
Okay, so
I don't know enough of the actual locations.
Also
okay,
on
no
Luna.
worries. No worries. So yeah, you could be on Luna with that. But you are
Okay.
basically given all of your information. You go back to your lives. You let's like know that you have not been called in for firewall for a very long time. Uh,
We
but you
don't remember
apparently
it.
realize that you must have done something important because each of you received a special package one day, including you, Naki. Once you were taken back into your body, you were all given a dead canary. Not a real one, obviously, but a printed replicated version of one. So,
Huh.
Actually,
and
that works really well because Naki's got Hoarder as a disadvantage as well.
yeah, so
So,
which out in the lore right now is one of the highest honors that a sentinel can receive for stopping what could have been an extinction level threat. So, all
Well.
right, but at this point, you go on with your lives until you are called for the next mission. So that ends Spectrum Line. So, questions, comments, suggestions?
I will be really quick because I need to be.
Yeah, I'm so sorry I took long
It's
on that.
no. That's all right. There, scheduling stuff happens. It's a good scenario. I think it needs to be probably a 3-part scenario to get in everything that you wanted to do with it.
That's the problem on this one. It's been a while running for this, so but that's a consideration that I've made about that. So no, I'm glad
Yeah,
you like that.
but there's lots of fun stuff in there, and it could easily spin into a mini campaign.
No, I'm glad you absolutely like that. So I'm glad for there. And guys, any other comments or questions or?
I had a lot of fun. Thanks for putting up with me not knowing the game and setting very well yet, but
Oh, that's what we're here for you guys to have fun and to learn. So that's what we're doing here. So, and yeah, Jonathan, any questions or comments?
Um, okay. I know you want it to be a combat heavy mod, but there's just not enough time with all the plot.
yeah.
Yeah, so no worries. So that's like I said, this is for Wonder updates on there too, and I will admit, like I had to muddle a little bit because I was doing so many other things this week. So it's
No,
kind of
it's good. I
No
had fun
worries.
with it.
so.
I like the nods to No Evil. So that's fun because you know your audience.
Yeah, callbacks are always good.
Which we did, and yeah, this one just to give you the baseline of what was happening in here from the previous one. Um, Essentially, in the previous story, Cognite had gotten a hold of a fraction of Augustine that
Hmm.
when they were experimenting on with the ego, 3 different core egos that they made were when physically touched would actually cause people to either be focused, razor focused on a command they could not think of anything else, be driven insane by what could happen about infinite possibilities, or bring up past memories even from egos that were destroyed.
Ugh.
So
Oh,
that essentially a quantum entangled to previous, essentially previous messages. And Starcadian was trying to initially get that for himself because he was an information broker, and that would be a rich source of information if he could just touch
yeah.
somebody and see what he needed to. He was caught in that, but during the for this one in the transfer, he essentially decided to become that bridge himself, segment himself, and then try to figure out how he could do that. And he figured out where this last part this last part, the past portion, or excuse me, the future portion would be needed in order to complete this, perfect horrific X threat. So
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. On that note, I got to jet out of the call. Good night, guys.
no worries. So we'll go and do that. So, but thank you everybody else for playing. We'll see you next time. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, quick question.
Oh yeah, I'm just operating.